you ask? Because of Mayo.
Going to the end zone here, and that's a touchdown.
Take a dip.
All you need is love and a little bit of Mayo.
Tagovailoa lobs it for Smith. Touchdown, Maryland.
It's the bowl game where anything goes, and anything goes with mayonnaise. Welcome to the Duke's Mayo Bowl, all a part of Capital One Bowl mania. From Charlotte, North Carolina, it's Wake Forest and Mississippi State. We've got the Maniacs behind us. Anish Shroff, Andre Ware, Paul Carcaterra. This is a game where the pop, the circumstance, and the Mayo all adds up. The winning coach, 4.5 gallons of mayonnaise dumped on his head.
Makes you feel like, hey, I don't know if I really want to win this thing, but I guess if you start competing, you'll take the mayonnaise dump. And this one tonight has got a delicious, and I mean delicious, quarterback matchup.
First up is Mayo Taylor of Mississippi State, a big 6'4", 230-pound, athletic dual-threat quarterback that just did his thing against Ole Miss in their last game out. 173 yards on the ground on just 20 carries. He can sling it for the best of them as well. Then from Wake Forest, there's Robbie Ashford, the dual-threat quarterback, an excellent deep ball specialist who can put it in the air and basically drop it in the bucket. He's also a dynamic runner in his own right, a guy that can make plays with his legs, excellent outside the pocket. He can really put this offense on his back if need be.
And this game is very meaningful for Mississippi State. 90 Bulldogs have never played in a bowl game. And there's 30 seniors suiting up for the last time in their college football career. One of those seniors is linebacker Nick Mitchell. When he arrived in Starkville, he was 18 years old. He's been through 3 different coaching regimes. He never hit the portal. You know what he told me? I know you'll love this, Andre. The hard way is the right way. So this guy can stamp his legacy with a win tonight.
Wake Forest looking for a 9th win tonight, something they have only done 3 previous times in program history. Moments ago, head coach Jake Dickert in the locker room.
You got that right look in your eye, man. You got to believe and you got to see what's about to happen. Okay, never forget, this is a man's game played by men that'll bear your ass naked. Okay, the one thing you got to have in your mind when you take that field, physicality wins. Physicality wins. And everything that you do, let the pads do the talking. Out-execute your ass.
That's a first-year head coach.
Love it.
And his 8 wins, the most by any Wake first-year head coach in school history. It's a Demon Deacons team that beat Virginia. They beat SMU. And Carlos Hernandez, who's their top receiver that's available tonight. Andre, he's come in on an absolute heater.
Yeah, he has. I mean, you talk about the last couple of games. He has really been on fire as of late. Really good hands. 34 catches coming into tonight's ball game. But if it's in his area, it's usually coming down as a catch.
Meanwhile, Mississippi State, one of those 5-7 teams that, due to a lack of bowl teams and a high APR, got entrance into bowl season. They're at 5-7. They went 4-0 in non-conference, and the record a little deceiving. The Wake Forest coaches even told us, you put Mississippi State in the ACC, they become a tough out. They went 1-7 in the SEC, but 4-0 in non-conference with a win against Arizona State.
Yeah, it's a big physical football team that, you know, just built in that SEC image, and it's going to be a tough task for Wake Forest in the trenches on both sides of the ball to kind of handle Mississippi State. If they're able to do that, they're going to be in this football game, and they'll give themselves a pretty good chance to come out of this with their 9th win of the season.
Mississippi State in its first bowl game in 3 years, and we're excited to see Mayo Taylor, true freshman, making just his 2nd start. And the Bulldogs won the toss, elected to receive, so they'll go on offense first. This is a kid who's the future of the program. Today, in many ways, is a springboard toward the future for this Bulldogs program.
Yeah, the staff said it basically gave the locker room an uplift when he was announced as starting the Ole Miss game, and everybody got excited. The fan base is excited. He is a very talented young man at 6'4", 230. Played in a lot of games this year, 4 touchdown passes to go along with just 1 interception and 7 rushing touchdowns. So he gets it done through the air, he gets it done on the ground, and more importantly, Anish, this team thinks that they can win with Mayo Taylor as quarterback.
Ran for 170 plus in his first start, the Egg Bowl against Ole Miss. Had 3 touchdowns on the ground against Georgia. Again, 2 teams that you watched last night in a quarterfinal game. Connor Calvert kicks it away, and no chance for a return. So this Mississippi State offense gets to work first, and one of their dynamic playmakers, Brennan Thompson, he might be the fastest guy in college football.
Yeah, he's great with double moves. He can take the top off of defense. He's certainly the team's deep threat. He can flat out fly. Very explosive player when he gets the ball in his hands, and they do it in a variety of ways. You know, speed sweeps, quick screens, and then let's just line him up, Anish, and let him go deep and throw him a couple.
Taylor takes a shot. First play, he wants Thompson, who makes the catch inside the Wake 25. Pure speed, vertical route. Wake couldn't keep up.
You want to get rid of the butterflies of a true freshman quarterback. Just let him drop back and sail one down the field and have it go for a completion to his fastest receiver. It's exactly what just happened with Mayo Taylor as with connecting with Brennan Thompson. And that was beautiful.
Thompson now 1 yard away from 1,000 for the season, a gain of 51. Fluff Bothwell takes it up the middle for a gain of 4 to the 20. He'll get the bulk of the carries. South Alabama transfer.
And it was one of the things, Anish, that Scott Hazelton, the defensive coordinator for Mississippi State, was concerned with. First thing he said when I asked him about this offense of Mississippi State, he says the speed and the tempo.
And this guy's ability as a dual threat. Taylor, who had a magical touchdown run where he was dead to rights against Ole Miss. And there you see the physicality of the young freshman, 6'4", 230.
Yeah, it was just time. I mean, you can't keep this type of talent bottled up for long, and it was just time to unveil him. It was that time against Ole Miss, and they didn't win the game, but boy, did he play well.
Bothwell looking for room on the edge. Wake Forest closing quickly. It's a loss of a yard, 2nd and 11. And Andre, that goes back to what Jeff Levy called the toughest decision he had to make in 2 years at Mississippi State. Benching a veteran quarterback in Blake Shapen. He benched him after 11 games and then finally turned it over to Taylor, who had been getting reps and packages throughout the season.
Yeah, and responding and playing well in that time that they were giving him during the year.
Taylor checks it down. Bothwell cannot hold on.
Taylor was the highest rated recruit in school history. And think about that for a while, and all the talent that's come through the doors at Mississippi State. This young man is the highest rated recruit to ever hit campus.
A young man from Macon, Mississippi, about 30 minutes from Starkville. 3rd down and 11. Aiden Williams in motion. Pocket holes. Taylor to the end zone. Too much mustard on a night for Mayo. Intended receiver.
I was wondering where you were going with that one. I like it. That's my 8th grade junior high coach, Richard Easley, used to say, hey, take a little mustard off him. Or put a little mustard on it.
Be careful dropping too many mustard references.
In tonight's game, it's all about Mayo. What's your favorite thing for Mayo?
Deviled eggs.
Deviled eggs, really?
Yeah.
I'm a fan there. It's French fries and ketchup with me. Love mayonnaise, French fries, and ketchup.
Kyle Ferry's field goal is good from 33. Mississippi State uses the big play. Taylor to Thompson to set up a field goal. To look at the Bowl Challenge Cup standings brought to you by Progressive. Minimum 3 games, so that means the Pac-12 not eligible here. But the Big Ten, how about Oregon, Indiana? That's a rematch coming in the college football playoff semifinal.
It's off to a really good start. How about the ACC right there? And the Big 12 there with a fighting chance.
ACC with a chance tonight with Wake. The final game of bowl season. And then you still have, obviously, the playoff games, the semis and the championship. And Miami still in there as a 10 seed. Wake on the return. Big return. How about a house call?
What a way to answer.
Cordell Bartley. A 100-yard kick return touchdown.
Mr. Bartley, excuse me. Well, I mean, right at the goal line, and then it's just a flash of speed once he clears the first wave of coverage, and then it's over. Nobody catching Mr. Bartley. Forget about it. Well blocked, and then just let's get in the house and do a little dancing. Love it. What a way to start the night, and then a little swinging gate.
And they'll go for 2, and they get it. Any Falai in the back of the end zone. It is 8-3. So one of the key missing pieces for Wake Forest was Chris Barnes, their top receiver, also their kick return guy, and a very good kick return guy. No Barnes. Bartley gets a chance, makes the most of it, and then they take advantage of the old swinging gate.
I think they found something with Bartley, and then they come back with a swinging gate. And I haven't seen that in a long time. Somebody tried to line up in it earlier this year, but went ahead and got in a conventional formation and kicked the extra point. But there, to actually do it, execute it, and throw the pass for the 2-pointer.
Sawyer Racanelli, a wide receiver, threw the pass.
That was nice.
We often see this in bowl season.
A little extra
these
time.
Plays that you practice throughout the season.
Exactly right.
They're in the drafts folder. Okay, let's see if we've got a moment to bring that out, and Wake Forest does it. It's 8-3 early on.
A little pressure on the youngster, Mr. Taylor, on the other sideline to have to respond and answer, but it didn't take Wake Forest long. It's why we have all 3 phases of this game. It's beautiful. And the one that gets you beat the fastest, Anish, special teams. Run all these plays during a game, one special teams play can do you in.
And the kick results in a touchback. We mentioned the semifinals, the college football playoff semis on ESPN and the ESPN app, along with ESPN Deportes. Thursday, Miami and Ole Miss. Miami with a win in round 1 against Texas A&M with the win, and then the big quarterfinal win against Ohio State. How about the Ole Miss-Georgia game? That was wild.
That was a great
Indiana,
game.
Oregon, a regular season rematch. Oregon fell to Indiana.
Fantastic game last night. I watched every snap, even the extra ones.
At the end?
At the end.
Took a while to get to the conclusion, but once we did, for Ole Miss and Pete Golding. Here comes Taylor, designed to run on first down.
You like speed, this is the right place for you tonight in Charlotte. And Brennan Thompson's the speedster of all speedsters, 0 and black. State champion in the 200 meters in Texas, and he told me this week, if guys want to play press coverage, you're going to find out his speed. And Jeff Levy told me before the game, too, he's like, wait till you see him on this kind of fast track in a niche. You know this turf as well as anyone. He's like, he absolutely flies. He's the fastest guy I've ever coached.
offensive.
He's coached some fast ones. All those guys that he had at Baylor when he was coaching there, they could flat out get up and get it. And this kid, the fastest of all of them, Brennan Thompson, just crazy speed. Third team all SEC this season for Mississippi State. And that will tell you he can pick them up and put them down.
They like NASCAR in this town. Brennan Thompson fits right in. Taylor. This is what he can do. This was the dimension that Jeff Levy saw through the season from Taylor. And ultimately, it led to the decision to make him the full-time starter.
And almost had to, you know, because you just can't hide or keep talent. And these guys in the locker room are seeing exactly what Taylor is doing on a daily basis. And on 3rd down and 3, he's going to come up a little short. So it's decision time for Jeff Levy here early.
A yard shy. Mississippi State loves tempo. Second fastest offense in the country. They feast on explosive plays. Hey, it's bowl season. You're 5-7. Why not?
I would imagine a run with Taylor to the wide side here and just trying to get to that 1st down marker.
Might have numbers on the top of your screen.
Trying to leverage the defense here and get outside.
Timeout.
They have to call a timeout, seeing if they could get Wake Forest to jump, and they don't.
First team timeout. Mississippi State timeout in the field.
We step aside. 4th and 1 State on the other side. Admittedly, not a Mayo guy, but he said his son Kane is going to be with him. Maybe, he said, Kane can absorb some of the residue from the Mayo in Mississippi State.
How long that shower is after you get dumped with mayonnaise. Look like cleaning up for a while. A couple of hours, maybe.
Carlos Hernandez bumps it, recovers. Before Mississippi State took the timeout, let's go back to the formation on 4th and 1. Andre, looks like there's an opportunity up top.
Yeah, right here, on-air shot. And I thought initially they would just kind of wedge here, and take the quarterback and get him out on the edge, kind of leverage the defense a little bit. They had what they wanted from Wake Forest defensively to go ahead and maybe run a play there and with Taylor and pick up the 1st down. But indeed, electing the punt, it's early in the game, and that's understandable as well.
So the first offensive possession for the Demon Deacons. In-state school from Winston-Salem. They will run. It is Robbie Ashford. And that physical brand of running is what Ashford has committed to. Once he started running that way, it galvanized the team, and it's led to an 8-win season.
And he's got the size to do it. He's 6'2", 220 pounds. He can deliver some licks if he wants, but, you know, it's really hard to line up Robbie Ashford. Doesn't really take a lot of solid punishment because he's so nifty and can make guys miss.
Ashford, another design quarterback run. We'll see a lot of those tonight. This was a kid who actually committed to Ole Miss out of high school to play baseball and football. The Rebels fired Matt Luke. Ashford decided to open up his recruitment. Mario Cristobal, then at Oregon, came calling.
Not a bad place to play both sports.
And that's what he did at Eugene. Dual sport guy, stops at Auburn. He backed up Lenora Sellers at South Carolina last year. And now playing his final collegiate game, 4th school in 6 years. Ashford escapes. Slings it downfield too high for Sawyer Racanelli. It's 3rd down, 8 to go. A couple of key pieces missing offensively for Wake. We told you about Chris Barnes, who leads the team in receiving yards. Their top rusher, one of the top backs in the ACC, Devon Claiborne, opted out to get ready for the NFL draft.
And throw Micah Mays Jr. in there as well, who's a talented young receiver that they certainly miss.
So Ty Clark, the running back, he motions out. Ashford looking over to the sideline. And now Mississippi State burns a timeout. Its second timeout used.
Second team charge timeout, Mississippi State. Timeout in the field.
It took one on that fourth down, trying to decide if they were going to go for it on fourth and one.
30-second timeout.
Decided to punt, and then there, a big third down situation, trying to make sure that he being Jeff Lebby make sure that the defense is lined up correctly and in position to get off the field here on third down.
You know, our sideline reporter Paul Carcaterra used to be a teacher at one point.
Yep.
Jake Dickert was a math teacher, Card. So did you guys get a chance to bond over teaching?
How to teach algebra?
More football when we chatted pregame, but I admire the fact that he was a teacher. And as a football coach, it makes perfect sense, right? You have to deal with all different types of learners, visual learners, auditory learners, and a lot of times you take the main objective and you work backwards, and Dickert has total control over this team.
8 wins in his first season coming over from Washington State. Ashford, that throw skipped on Racanelli, and it's fourth down.
Yeah, he got a little pressure there right in his face as he's trying to deliver the football. A couple of defensive linemen from Mississippi State all around the same time were able to get in the face of Ashford. That caused one that just looked like he just put it right in the turf. I would say that was a well-spent timeout by Jeff Lebby and his staff.
Cal Joseph on to punt, and the speedy Brennan Thompson waits. Fair catch made at about the 25, 42-yard kick. Our Week 18 regular season finale in the NFL. It's a Saturday doubleheader. The people in these parts, they know what's happening at 4:15 Eastern. The Panthers go to Tampa to take on the Buccaneers. First place.
You guys win, you win the division, right?
If the Panthers win or tie, they win the South. The Buccaneers need not only a win, they need Atlanta to either tie or lose to New Orleans on Sunday. Wow. So the Panthers, all they need is a win or
I think the other game
to win
has some significance in it as well.
The #1 seed in the NFC, Seattle and San Francisco. Taylor completes to Williams. And he takes it out across the 40, second level after the catch. Now think about that if you're Seattle and San Francisco. Win, home field through the playoffs.
Through the playoffs.
You're on the road in round 1. You might be coming here.
Amazing. All that took 18 weeks to, and it's still not ironed out completely.
Pittsburgh and Baltimore, similar stakes. Here comes Taylor. Look at him go. You can tell why the folks in Starkville are excited for next season. It's that guy, Kamario Taylor.
He has got a little bit of Vince in him, and I don't even have to tell you the last name, and you know exactly who it is I'm talking about. This cut right here, that's a VY cut. That is something that the big guy that played at UT could certainly do, and Kamario Taylor has got a little bit of that in his game.
Every State fan in Starkville just had their ears perk up a little bit.
Put a little bit around him, and maybe you go on a nice run.
Taylor chased. He can't escape. He's finished off by Gabe Kershke, the Colorado State transfer.
Andre, you're so right. I was watching the old school Vince Young 20 years ago when they won that national title, and they had the replay on with Keith Jackson on the call with Dan Fouts. That looks so similar. You're spot on.
Yeah, it looked, that cut just, I mean, it flashed. Watching video of him during the week, I saw it there, but that was really reminiscent of Vince DY, that last cut.
And he is holding his hand, so I wonder if his hand is hurt.
It looks like they have maybe a dislocation, or what happens at times, you get dehydrated and your finger gets stuck. I've had that happen plenty of times in a game, and you have to take it, fold it out, and just kind of shake it around a little bit, get a lot of water in you to get the hydration back. But yeah, if you throw a lot of passes before a game, that could easily happen.
They will check on the freshman Taylor. 3rd and 11 State when we come back. Here's what happens.
As Dallas Afalava, who kind of gets his right hand as he's going by and just pulled down, and the entire time out, Taylor was shaking that thing, trying to get it going, but he was throwing nice spirals once he started to test it, so he should be fine.
Fluff Bothwell goes wide to the right. Quick throw, Bothwell to catch. Wake Forest flying to the football. Lassos him up immediately, a gain of 6.
Boy, he put some heat on that. That's after an injury, Anish. This baby comes out with some flames behind it. It's just a quick little hitch route to Bothwell, the running back, but it had some RPMs behind it, that's for sure.
4th down, and a field goal try from Ferry, who has hit from 33. This from 50. And it's good. Just clears the crossbar. And Mississippi State tacks on 3 more.
He told us, Jeff Levy told us he was comfortable with him from about 52 and in. And sure enough, Ferry gets just enough on it to knock it through from 50.
He is now 3 for 3 from 50 or more this season. Go back to Camario Taylor. Andre, in the day and age of the transfer portal and the player movement, the last few years, the bowl practices were not seen as important because you weren't sure if you would have those guys. Well, now they've closed the spring transfer window, which is a big deal. So it gives coaches at least some semblance of a chance that, hey, we might have these guys, for a little longer. Meanwhile, listen, you kind of know what you sign up for, Andre, with this bowl game.
Yeah.
There's going to be some food involved. We've got a gourmet chef, a celebrity chef bringing us a 4-course meal tonight.
Well, I tell you what, sign me up for that.
You had a mouthful. I didn't mean to do that to you.
I'm sampling already, man.
All right, so what do we got here, Andre? This is
crab cakes.
This is some good stuff.
I don't know that I ever would have thought that crab cakes had mayonnaise in them.
Yeah.
But obviously they do, and it tastes pretty good.
Get a little mayonnaise. We've stepped up. I know there's people watching going, hey, aren't you the guy who dipped a cream-filled cookie in mayonnaise? look how far we've come. Look how far we've come.
Got the right partner now. I got some crab cakes. We're not doing Oreo cookies and mayonnaise. We're going to do the crab cakes.
Sorry, Mike. Apologies to Mike Golick Jr., but they've stepped up the culinary taste now. We've come a long way. This is year 5 of the Mayo Bowl. Ashford on 1st down, his throw, it's complete. And a big run after catch. Carlos Hernandez with Barnes out. He's their big play guy, and he's been making big plays the last few games.
What you like is the position or the placement of the throw first. And then it's Hernandez that with the speed afterwards.
And a flag at the end of the play.
I'm having a hard time concentrating. This crab cake's pretty good.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense, number 8. 15-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
Roughing the passer call on the back end.
Gonna put a little extra on this.
It's Malik Silla.
Oh yeah, when you give a little shove like that, when you can just go on by.
All in all, that play results in 31 yards.
Here's a message for all football players on any level. don't put your hands up. If you think you're not committing a foul, whether it's basketball, football, whatever, don't throw your hands up, because it's like an alert for the officials to just reach and throw. Just act like you've been there.
Ty Clark,
that's a nice run.
He expects to get the lion's share of the carries with DeMont Claiborne opting out, sophomore from Nashville.
And his role was mostly kind of as a receiver out of the backfield. It's good size, he's 6 foot 207, but solid receiver out of the backfield.
Crab cakes gave you the hiccups?
Yeah, I think so. Great vision, super tough, can run between the tackles, but he is excellent in the flat.
A fake to Racanelli. Here comes the heat. Ashford has to throw it away. Robbie Ashford from Hoover, Alabama. Final collegiate game.
That is a good high school football program. And did a heck of a job just to escape and get out of it. Get the nose tackle coming right at him. Jere Bledsoe, and he can't get there, but the smart thing to do, throw it away and come back on 3rd down.
And Andre, this likely 4-down territory, which means you've got to be aware of Ashford.
Oh yeah,
on a run play here.
Which is exactly what I do to get a little extra.
There it is, using Clark as the lead blocker, and Ashford the torpedoes for a 1st down.
And you wanted just a little bit of extra yardage there on 3rd down, so you get closer on 4th down. They go ahead and run the quarterback draw, and as you mentioned, with a lead blocker, and Ashford's able to pick it up. This is a nice drive, nice response drive by Wake Forest.
Shot play down the seam, incomplete for Jack Foley. He's a guy to watch tonight. Freshman from Bend, Oregon. Only played 4 games in the regular season. Didn't have a catch. He can still redshirt. We were told he would get some run. They love the upside. They want to see what he can do tonight with extended playing time.
They told us. Coach Dicker told us they want to see him. He's super talented, and he's got great ball skills. The size is there. You see it at 6'4", 205. He can run well. We believe he has a very, very bright future in this program.
Foley did not have a catch in the regular season. Jamario Clements, grad transfer from Duquesne, is the running back.
It's like
at a timeout.
Yeah, Wake's going to take their first one.
First charge timeout, Wake Forest. 30-second timeout.
I thought our producer, Chris Damiani, was going to go to break there. You know where I was going?
Crab cake.
Just breaking towards that crab cake.
I'm going to call out Chris Damiani because we found out that we have this unbelievable celebrity chef, Tobias Dorzan, who's going to bring us a 4-course meal every quarter. And producer Chris Damiani says on our production call last night, he says, well, we may not have that every quarter. And we said, whoa,
wait a minute. What?
Jealousy is a powerful thing.
Why not?
He almost kiboshed it.
That's right. He did go ahead and give it the okay, though.
Doesn't affect him at all. No.
They just open the door, slide the food in, and exit.
It's that kind of bowl game. 2nd down, 10 to go. And off to Clements. To the 25, good run there. Sets up a 3rd down and 2. Last year, Clements was the leading rusher in the NEC with Duquesne, an FCS school. Close to 1,000 yards, averaged more than 6.5 per carry. You'll see more of Clements. You'll see more of Clark with DeMont Claiborne opting out. Clark is in the game here on 3rd and 2.
Well, keep an eye on Hernandez at the bottom of the screen here on a 3rd and short. Nobody over the top.
Instead, it's Ashford. Gets the edge. Stutter step. 1st down.
It made it look easy as well.
A Mississippi State defense that had its struggles in the regular season.
Then we got a short edge there, and once the edge player Brandon Jennings bites down, he's able to get outside of Smith, one of the linebackers, the middle linebacker, who was caught coming from inside out.
Here comes Clark. Sledgehammer's inside the 15. And Mississippi State, one of the areas they are a little thin, it's that Sam linebacker position. Isaac Smith, they're all conference linebackers out with surgery. His backup, Tony Mitchell, has opted out. So you'll see a rotation of guys. You mentioned Jalen Smith.
Now this is where you want to run the quarterback draw. They are lined up perfectly for it.
A lot of room up the middle. Second down. 7 to go. Ashford pump fakes. Dangerous throw to the end zone. And caught for a touchdown. The tight end, Cam Johnson.
You want to talk about threading a needle. There were 3 defenders from Mississippi State in that area, and he just knifes it through all 3 of them. What a throw by Robbie Ashford. You see it, and I'm calling for the quarterback draw because it's basically Ashford and the safety, but he does a heck of a job with 3 defenders in that area of throwing an absolute dime.
Wake used the swinging gate earlier and converted a 2-point play. Now they will kick the PAT with Calvert. 15-6. 3:49 to go opening quarter. You get the sense, Andre, that we might have some scoring tonight?
Yeah, just a little bit. And I tell you what, the thing that surprised me the most is how, after just maybe a series, Wake Forest kind of woke up and they are able to compete in both trenches. The offense and defensive lines, they're holding their own and moving the football, controlling the line of scrimmage, especially on offense, and moving the ball on the run with the running game. So a lot of size on that Mississippi State defense, and Wake Forest is kind of doing what they need to do to move the football.
Mario Taylor was getting a lot of attention on the sideline by the trainers. We saw the series before, finger on that throwing hand, and he had the iPad on the left hand and massage gun. There was some ice, and you talk to people around the program, he throws the ball as hard as anyone. Let's just see if this is going to impact him, though, because the trainers looked a little concerned and had all the attention on him.
Yeah, what'll tell me if he's okay or not is we saw him just kind of grip it and rip it, Clark, to that hitch route to Bothwell on the outside, but then they wound up having to kick the field goal just short of the first down. But if you can put some touch on the ball, well, you know, that'll tell me whether or not he's completely healthy to finish this football game without any pain.
Fair catch called for. And with Mario Taylor, one thing you got to remember, no Blake Shapen. He's not taking part in this game. So the backup quarterback for Mississippi State tonight would be Luke Kromenhoek, who has already said he's entering the transfer portal. So he's the number 2, and then behind him, Parker Puckett, a true freshman walk-on.
This will be Kromenhoek's second trip to the transfer portal. Started his career at Florida State, transferred to Mississippi State, and with all holes on with what you just said, he'll be back in it for a second time.
Bothwell gets the call, pickup of 2. Fluff Bothwell in the regular season finale, 80 yards on the ground in the Egg Bowl. Had a couple of 100-yard games in the regular season, both in September, though. Taylor trips, keeps his balance, and turns that into positive yards. Nick Anderson, the heartbeat of that Wake defense, former walk-on turned captain, makes the tackle.
They're ranked 5th in the ACC in tackles per game this year was Nick Anderson. You talk about around the football a lot. That is a young man that hunts the ball right there, Nick Anderson.
First team All-ACC. Anderson creeping into the box from that safety position. 45 and white. Now he backs up. Blitz still coming. Taylor steps up. Chased from the backside. He's hit. Gets rid of it. And incomplete. 4th down. Pressure coming from Devon Patterson and newer Gatku.
Yeah, he's trying to go to Thompson, who caught the ball that first play they played on offense, the deep shot. And just to show you how strong and big Mayo Taylor is, watch him here. 2 guys on him, and he's still able to get this ball out, and it's in the vicinity of Thompson, but you got 2 guys hanging around your waist. It's tough to complete that.
The next piece for Mayo Taylor, coach is telling us, just improving as a passer, consistency, accuracy. Hernandez buffs another one.
Second one.
Fortunate for him, it rolls out of bounds. He had a punt return touchdown against Virginia.
Ashford off to a pretty good start, especially on the ground. 4 carries for 27 yards. And then through the air, he's 2 of 6. Could get better there certainly for 30 yards. But he does have a touchdown pass with one of those 2 completions.
And Wake with Ashford, they will call a lot of plays that from the get-go are designed quarterback runs. That's his strength.
I think we're going to see it on from both sidelines. Taylor and Ashford carry the ball in a lot of designed runs for that position.
Gain of a yard, a lot of lateral movement there, but not much forward movement. It's Clements.
Joseph Head Jr. in with a tackle along with Hunter Washington up from one of those safety spots. Mississippi State, they told us they've got to tackle well and do the little things today. Substitutions, they've been out for a while. Don't make the mistakes that happen when you've been off.
A live ball.
Oh boy, it is.
Was that a backwards pass? If it is, it's Mississippi State football.
It certainly looked like one. They're ruling it.
They say incomplete.
Incomplete, but they got to take a look at this.
And the big thing to remember here, there was an immediate recovery in the aftermath. So if the play is overturned, it would be Bulldog football.
They're bubbling around. That's backwards. That is absolutely backwards. Manning comes up. Jerron Manning comes up with a recovery.
Let's bring in Matt Austin. Matt, what did you see?
This is extremely close. I think it's forward. I really do.
Well, they didn't stop playing. Ashford takes a shot. It's incomplete. 4th down. Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, no, at first glance, I thought it was backwards also. But when you actually look and see where the quarterback let go of the ball compared to where the receiver touched it, and their bodies were kind of inverted, so it looked like it might have been backwards. But looking just at the yard line, I do think it was a forward pass.
Ooh, that's close, man. Just knowing that route, which is kind of a bubble route, and to run the route, you have to bubble backwards. And so to throw it 9 times out of 10, you're going to hit it behind the mark in which he started. And it looked that way. It just, boy, that was really close.
And a timeout by Wake.
Second charge team timeout, Wake Forest.
So
30
both
second
teams have
timeout.
burned 2 timeouts in this first quarter. And Matt Austin, were you surprised that they didn't stop play to take a longer look?
Well, I'm really not, and that's the other point I wanted to make. I mean, It was so close, and we don't have a shot right down the line of the quarterback and the receiver. So without that, it's going to be almost impossible to tell with complete certainty if it was forward or backwards. So in this case, it's best to save the time, let it go as a forward pass, and move on. Because I think it would have been upheld either way.
Rules analyst Matt Austin, who's been with us on Friday night all season long. Happy New Year, Matt.
Happy New Year.
Same to you.
Cal Joseph to punt it away. Thompson with the fair catch inside his own 40 after a 40-yard punt.
Might be time to go up top again. Just kind of loosen things up, and move some bodies around, or just to let Wake Forest know. And this is good field position in which to try it. And you get the nerves or whatever it is, butterflies out of the stomach again of Taylor, the quarterback.
Jeff Levy, look at some of the guys he has coached.
Oh, yeah. Really good names that he's coached under.
Bothwell gets stood up for a loss. And Levy in his second season trying to inject some life into this program. You think about what happened a few years ago. Mike Leach unexpectedly passes away. Zach Arnett takes over as the head coach. Arnett, by the way, was brought back as the team's defensive coordinator this offseason. That's Bothwell with a strong run to set up a 3rd down at about 2. DC for Mississippi State, Coleman Huntsler, was fired at the end of the regular season. Arnett was brought back, but there's been a lot of tumult, a lot of change, and then you throw in playing in the toughest conference in college football, where every week is a gauntlet. And Mississippi State has been through it, but Taylor, you're going to get a chance to watch this kid at quarterback tonight. They feel he's somebody like a Dak Prescott who can inject life, inject credibility instantly into a program.
He's got arm talent, that's for sure.
Quick out. You got to deal with Thompson in space.
Oof, that is a hitch. Now, a lot of coaches won't even try this with certain quarterbacks. Far hash mark, you're throwing a hitch all the way across the field for 6 yards, and then anything extra on top of it. That was on a frozen rope all the way across the field.
And that catch puts Thompson above 1,000 yards receiving. Down the seam. Anthony Evans, the team leader in receptions. A red zone chance for Mississippi State as we head to the waning seconds of the first quarter and to the end of quarter number 1. Wake has the lead. The Bulldogs in striking distance.
Coach, what's the best way to disrupt Mayo Taylor?
Well, right now our tackling angles aren't very good. You know, we're too high on our aim points. We got to do a better job counterbalancing our rush. We're getting too high up the field. He's a good player. He's going to make some plays. We got to keep keeping him out of the end zone.
Thank you.
Go Deeks.
Jake Dickert coming over from Washington State. He brought a lot of players with him. And when you look at the geographical blueprint of this program, he's got players from all over the country. Hand off here on first down. Short gain, it's Bothwell. He got the name Fluff because he was an 11-pound baby. Mom called him her big fluffy baby, and DeMarion quickly turned into Fluff, and the nickname stuck.
Nothing fluffy about his game. He runs hard.
Fake toss. Taylor runs smooth, but that time
a great tackle by Anderson.
By violence, it's Anderson.
Wake Forest 6-0 this season. We're leading after the first quarter. We have the lead here, 15-6. But Mississippi State knocking on the door.
Thompson lined up at the bottom of your screen. He's been clocked at 23.7 miles per hour. That's faster than Tyreek Hill. Taylor escapes again. Makes another man miss.
Yeah, look familiar.
And he might have picked up a first down. Incredible improv from Mayo Taylor.
So strong at 6'4", 230. The guy is just shaking off defensive linemen to pick up or get close to picking up the first down.
Fourth down, they go for it. Wake gets the TFL. They stop Bothwell. It's Frank Cassano And a turnover on down.
And before I can even make a comment about being in the shotgun, they quick snap it. And Wake Forest ready for it. Watch the penetration up the field. Up the field before Fluff Bothwell could get himself even back near the line of scrimmage. That's a heck of a job by Casano.
When you watch this Scotty Hazelton defense, they fly to the ball.
Yeah.
That shows up on tape.
You know who else flies to the ball defensively? Indiana. I mean, yesterday was a clinic.
They took away Bama's run. They were in Ty Simpson's face.
When they blitz, everybody's in the proper spots. They're all coming full speed. They all believe and trust in each other. That's when you can have a good defense.
I think people are finally starting to realize it's not the name, but it's the guys on the team. Not the name of the school. Ty Clark for a gain of a couple.
I think they prefer that you keep, thinking about the name on the school, but so that they can continue to surprise people. They don't want you to really wake up. Something there.
His defense already with 4 plays in the backfield.
Yep.
How about that? I mean, there's a guy walking around, I think you said it, handing out Mayo.
Yeah, just whoever wants it, he's available.
And that is the Mayo man in every way. Flag on the play.
False start. Offense number 85. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Tight end jumps a little bit.
Look at that.
We've got a few of them walking around.
They are. They're making their rounds, and he's offering up Mayo to anybody who wants it.
Doing a heck of a job with this bowl game. Dukes has done one heck of a job.
Dukes, the Charlotte Sports Foundation. Ashford underneath. That's complete. It's Carlos Hernandez. Hernandez has had at least 93 receiving yards in each of his last 3 games. Clark goes wide. Ashford looking to the sideline. Three-man rush. Ashford flushed. Throws on the run, and that's happened a few times. The ball skips on him. Intended for Sterling Burkhalter, and Wake will punt from deep.
Not sure why. Maybe indecision there. But he didn't have anybody dragging him down or guys in his face to where he had to throw that one in the turf. That was just not a good throw.
Joseph's punt. Thompson, fair catch, and it's made at the 40. Mississippi State with another chance. They try to dig into a 9-point. You know what that graphic tells me? Just how fast Usain Bolt is.
No doubt.
Tyreek Hill is fast.
Well, Tyreek was trying to call him out at one point. You can't mess with that.
Full 4 miles per hour faster.
You can't mess with that. 27.8.
Brennan Thompson's pretty fast, though.
Yeah, no doubt.
Taylor pumps. Jigsaw's to the outside. Twisted down at the 45 by Aiden Hall, a gain of 6.
You know what I bet? I'm betting that Kamario Taylor it was just unfair when he was in high school. Just unfair. We were talking about Earl Campbell last week. and about being from Tyler, Texas. And I bet that was unfair as well, trying to tackle him.
He's hard to tackle now, and the movement up front.
False start. Offense number 77. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Now, Jeff Levy did not understate the importance of this game as it pertains to the development of Kamario Taylor. The live reps, the 13 practices leading up to the game.
Just him, but other younger players that are seeing and on the same field with him and seeing that development take place with him. You want to play with a young man like that.
We saw him bend his finger back earlier in the game after a hit. It did not look natural. Hands it off to Bothwell. Andre, I wonder, at Kark, I wonder how much that finger is still bothering him.
It looks like he's had a lot less attention from the first time the training staff was all over him. But talking to Jeff Levy, as Kamario Taylor has this sneak, before the game, he told me the 13 practices were one thing, but it's the leadership also. Like, the scheme is certainly critical, but the leadership, like, this is his team, Levy told me on the field before the game. Kamario Taylor feels comfortable in the locker room leading. Like, his voice is so much more profound now that it's his team.
Yeah, you can be that way when you know that it's your team, and now it's the other hand.
So he comes out. Luke Cromenhawk comes in. Sophomore from Savannah, Georgia. Played in Florida State last year. He intends to enter the portal, but did suit up for this game and hands it off to Xavier Gayton. Flag. So Taylor's status bears watching.
Personal foul. Illegal hand to the face. Defense. Number 8. 15-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
That's Jaden Loving, the big nose guard, 6'2", 320.
They've had some opportunities and some excellent field position. And I like this big guy, Jaden Loving. He is just big guy in the middle that's hard to move. And, yeah, that would qualify as hands to the face right there. You got full extension on my man. Full extension on big Albert Reese, the right tackle.
Cromenhawk downfield for Thompson, overshot it. The interception was dropped by Miles Turpin.
He had a
flag down.
Certainly had a big-time chance to come up with it because of too much air was put under the ball.
Defense, number 3, 15-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
That's Prunty, who's their all-conference corner.
Taylor is just chopping at the bit to get back with a double move again by Thompson. And I tell you what, that may have saved a touchdown if Prunty didn't do it there.
Sixth-year senior, spent time at North Carolina A&T, began at Kansas. Cromenhawk to throw, that's complete. And Anthony Evans close to a first down inside the 10.
Got Taylor in the injury tent, checking him out. I know exactly what's going through his mind. Let me out of here. It took me so long to get this job. Don't want to surrender it here.
Evans out of the Wildcat. He's got a first down, and it's first and goal, Mississippi State. Tripped up by Kershke.
Nice job. And then they bring Bothwell around with the eye candy just to hesitate, cause a defender to hesitate, and continue with the football there. This is a nice drive here being orchestrated by Mississippi State.
Bothwell ran into Kershke. Gabe Kershke played his high school ball at Valor Christian, same high school as Christian McCaffrey, who had a lot of memorable moments on this very field.
Transferred a few times himself. Started his career at Purdue, then Colorado State, and now a redshirt junior here at Wake Forest. He's had a nice year. Came in with 32 tackles and 4 sacks coming into the bowl game tonight.
Empty set. Kromenhoek in at quarterback. Evans the motion man. Here comes Wake. Kromenhoek changing directions. In trouble. Anderson rips him down. It's 3rd and goal. Nick Anderson means everything to this Wake Forest defense.
Yeah, he does. I tell you earlier, he ranked 5th in the ACC in tackles per game. The guy's just always around the football, and when he's there, he gets there. He makes sure that he gets you on the ground. 9 tackles already in this game from Nick Anderson. That's why we're calling his name so much.
On 100 for the season. 3rd and goal. Bothwell motions into the slot. Evans comes to the backfield. Kromenhoek in trouble. He's hit. He's turned down. Tackled at the 5-yard line. Zach Lohovichin, Charlotte kid from Providence Day School, where Wake practiced this past week.
Well, Lohovichin didn't give up on it. He just kept pursuing, and all of a sudden, Kromenhoek turned right back into him, and he turned him around. That's how big the hit was at the end of that thing. And again, having to settle for field goals.
Ferry has hit from 33 and 50. This one from 23 is good. Mississippi State gets close, but they settle for 3 once again. I got a couple of people in NASCAR.
Now you live in, you're from these parts. I've never done it. I'd love to do that one day.
Get in a NASCAR.
Yes, I would love to do that one day.
That's what the teams did earlier this week.
Take left turns.
Now, hold on. You're driving or somebody else driving?
No, I'm a drive. I'd love to drive. So let me get it over 100 miles an hour or so. Do that on the regular now, but I have a saying, I use it quite often on Sundays, that it's not speeding until you get pulled over.
That's right. Wake Forest football when we come back. Carcaterra. Wake Forest got the opening touchdown on special teams. Bartley, a 100-yard kick return. And then watch this throw. Robbie Ashford through coverage for a touchdown to his tight end, Cam Johnson. Wake with a couple of touchdowns. Mississippi State has been able to move the ball
consistently,
but 3 field goals.
But cannot find the end zone. They've been able to kick field goals, but not get themselves into the end zone.
Ty Clark, the running back, 1st and 10. Ashford moves the pocket, fires his strike, and that's the first catch of the season for that 6'4" freshman we talked about earlier, Jack Foley from Bend, Oregon. They're excited about what he can do next season. Penalty markers down.
And now it's a receiver downfield. Offense number 79. 5-yard penalty, first down.
That's the right tackle, Falili Famoe, 6th-year senior. Spent time with Coach Dickert in the Palouse and then followed him to the Piedmont. They think he's a guy who's got a chance to play on Sunday.
Very bright future, an NFL player. He could end up a guard, though, in the league. Playing right tackle right now.
Hernandez in motion. Ashford throws on the run. Too high, too much heat. Incomplete. Intended for Johnson.
Trying to go back to Johnson once again, and just couldn't get it there.
When you watch the mechanics of Robbie Ashford as a passer, what jumps out?
A little bit better on the move than he is from the pocket. And I'm not sure no one's fully healthy this time of years, but I don't think he's 100%. It was 100% coming into this game.
Screen pass, Burkhalter, well shy. 3rd down.
Got to start today, and they feel that he was going to have a big game in this one as well. Came in with 25 receptions on the season. Started his career at North Carolina A&T before transferring to Cincinnati and then here to Wake.
Another guy who can stretch the field for Wake Forest.
Mississippi State needing to get off the field here.
Ashford backpedaling, throws off his back foot.
What a throw.
And Burkhalter hangs on and bails out his QB.
Talk about athletic. Robbie Ashford showed some athletic ability here. This is rolling left, setting himself, and then getting enough while throwing a fall-away jumper down the field for a completion, just to get enough on the football.
Multiple penalty markers.
Good false start action here.
Now that might be the baseball player in him. The off-balance throw.
He's turning to, yeah.
Offense number 79. 5-yard penalty. First down.
He was a big time, top 200 prospect as an outfielder coming out of high school. Had the draft not been in 2020 when COVID condensed it to 5 rounds, he was a shoo-in to get drafted. Instead, he was going to go to Ole Miss to play football and baseball. Ended up in Oregon after a coaching change. A stop at Auburn, a stop at South Carolina. Now his last game as a collegiate player here at Wake Forest, and he hands to Ty Clark, who picks up 8.
Been impressed with the offensive line and the way they've been able to protect Robbie Ashford, along with opening some holes for Clark, Clements, these running backs, Searcy for Wake Forest as well.
Ashford, incomplete for Johnson, who gets bumped by Jerron Manning. You talk about that Wake offensive line. It starts with their center, Devin Kalani, Washington State transfer. They say this guy's played so much football. He turned 24 on Monday, bandaged up. They called him RoboCop.
Very experienced guy.
From Lake Stevens, Washington, to the same high school as Chris Pratt, Hollywood fame.
Missed most of his senior year in high school with a leg injury, but he's made up for it. He's played a lot of football since his senior year.
Here's the blitz. Ashford finds a wide open Hernandez. Look out. Hernandez shakes a tackle. Gets a block from Racanelli and goes out of bounds near the 30, a gain of 22.
It's an excellent throw by Robbie Ashford. Just kind of looking off coverage. You got a guy in your face, and then to find Hernandez, who does something with it for you after the catch. It's nice work there by Ashford and Hernandez, quarterback to receiver.
Andre Hernandez, in his last 4 games, has plays of 70, 79, 88, and 93.
I can believe it. He's a talented young man, just a junior, so he's got another year. He transferred in from Washington State.
Flags starting to come in hot and heavy now.
False start. Offense for 65. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Wake Forest, one of the most penalized teams in college football. That time it's Clinton Richard,
yeah,
the left guard.
It's why Rob Ezel, their offensive coordinator, told us one of the first things in terms of his keys for the game: play clean. Don't have pre-snap penalties that they're having here. Also wanted to control the line of scrimmage. I think he's doing a pretty good job of that.
Clark bulldozes ahead to the 37. Sophomore from Nashville. He was a guy who excelled in the classroom in high school. And every Ivy League team interested chose Wake Forest.
That could be my son. He'd been at one of the Ivy League schools. I told him that already. You get lucky enough to get recruited by an Ivy League school, see you later, bye-bye. You're going.
He doesn't have that agency. Nope. Clark trying to shake a tackle.
Nice
in the
job.
back. He cannot. That's Nave Sanders. You're going to see a little more of him, the NIU transfer.
Excellent job there by Sanders.
That brings us to the 2-minute timeout. Wake in plus territory facing 3rd and long. Now we are dipping into the Mayo tonight first. You're seeing it everywhere. We got to hang for a bit with the Mayo Maniacs before the game.
They were getting themselves ready, preparing for the game when we saw them.
A little extra spice on the Mayo. On the drag route, that goes nowhere. Hernandez got a yard. It's 4th down. And now a decision.
Nick Mitchell with that tackle. He led the team in tackles with 72 this year and sacks with 2.5. He was actually originally a Temple commit. Became a full-time starter here or at Mississippi State last year, where he had 80 tackles a year ago.
Game clock operator, please reset the game clock.
Mississippi State calls a timeout to stop the clock on 4th down. And we get a quick word from Duke's Mayo.
Flavor's so good, they named a bowl game after it. Delicious Duke's Mayo. Twangy flavor, 0 sugar, makes any dish better. Back to you.
Kevin's got all kind of grub, don't they?
They know
Yes,
how to
they
do it in the Duke's Mayo Bowl. And,
Man.
It's kind of become a spectacle. And, to remind people, the winning coach at the end of the game gets 4.5 gallons of mayonnaise dumped on his head. And we asked the coaches, how terrified are you of winning this game? And Coach Dickert said, hey, I like Mayo. I kind of grew up with it.
Did you get the email?
Guy.
Did you get the email?
Which email?
The email that said the play-by-play announcer gets it dumped on him as well.
That was supposed to happen earlier today, but because it was a game day and it coincided with our production meeting, Andre, it didn't happen. 4th down, Wake Forest.
Not the color analyst, but the play-by-play.
The guy who's local.
Yeah.
And now Ashford, let's see if they call the play. Play clock at 3, at 2, at 1, and Wake will take the delay.
Delay again. Offense, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
We were anticipating from what we saw early on, this would be a high-scoring game. Penalties, some TFLs, and plays in the backfield have zapped some of that momentum.
Yeah.
The delay game penalty was declined.
We got off to what we thought would be a great, big-time scoring match, and then it kind of slowed itself, and as I would always do, decline that penalty.
So Mississippi State declines the penalty.
You're just looking, you're looking for that 5 yards of extra room to take a penalty. I mean, when does an offense actually take a penalty on purpose?
Now this would be fake punt territory if you're going to do it. Cal Joseph punted away. Thompson the fair catch at the 13. The 48th annual FCS Championship game is this Monday, 7:30 Eastern on ESPN and the app. Illinois State, who has been the Cinderella story of the playoffs, goes up against the 2-seed Montana State. The Bobcats from Bozeman, Montana. Pre-game coverage begins at 7 Eastern.
Good news for Mississippi State. Kamario Taylor back in the game, and confirmed by the Mississippi State officials that it was cramping Andre Ware right again. He consumed a ton of water in one of those gel energy packets, and he had some spin on the ball when he was practicing.
That's good to know. He's got to throw this one down the sideline. Thompson is there. He gets hit hard at the 45 by Prunty. It's a first down and momentarily stops the clock. Mississippi State out of timeouts. Under 2 minutes, so a first down momentarily stops the clock. That's a gain of 31. Thompson now closing in on the single season receiving yards record at Mississippi State. Taylor lets it fly. Thompson adjusting, incomplete. Anderson tried to track him down. Second down.
For those last two throws, he was 6 of 10 for 116. He may have gotten a little IV while he was in there as well, Cart. A little Band-Aid right around that the inside of his elbow area, where you know, that's one of the methods for obviously treating cramps, is to get more fluids in you. And he was in there for a while. Did not have that Band-Aid early in the game, so I'm going to imagine he got an IV while he was in there.
Quarterback draw. Taylor wrestled down by the logo. That'll keep the clock running. Third down.
Need a big first down here. And Mississippi State, they've had 55% of their offensive plays run in Wake Forest territory, yet no touchdowns.
Nobody open. Taylor with a dangerous throw, no flag.
Oh, I thought one was coming.
Now we get one in the backfield. Aiden Williams wanted one downfield.
Taylor wanted it downfield as well, and I thought he was going to get one. We'll take a look at the route up top to see if he's working against Webb, and Webb's there early. Absolutely, that's interference. That's not me just being a quarterback.
Holding.
That's interference.
Offense number 76. The penalties declined. It's fourth down.
And
that doesn't sit well with the Mississippi State contingent.
And instead, you get Albert Reese, the fourth, for a hold.
So now they'll have to punt. Ethan Pulliam, a lefty punter. They've got a lefty kicker, Ferry.
I bet it's got to be kind of tough when you get used to catching punts from righties all the time, and then all of a sudden here comes a different spin on the ball.
Nick Anderson will let it roll into the end zone for a touchback.
Well, there's 49 seconds and one Wake Forest timeout. Do you try to go get a field goal right here? I would say yes.
How aggressive are you going to be?
I would say yes, because you have a senior quarterback, an experienced quarterback, and Robbie Ashford playing quarterback for you. So I'd try to go get at least 3 points here and extend this lead. But you're also in his ear telling him, hey, be smart with the football. Don't force it into coverage. As we say that, his only touchdown pass of the night was forced into coverage, and a heck of a throw.
Yeah, the classic no, 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 yes. Out of an empty set. Ashford down the seam. That's complete. Hernandez bounces off a defender. And that's a first down up to the 43.
That's the drive starter you want in a 2-minute offense. When you're trying to go fast, you want one that's going to hit for a big play. Mission accomplished there.
That momentarily did stop the clock. Ashford with time. Intercepted. That's what you don't want if you're Wake Forest. And now Mississippi State with the football in plus territory. And 30 seconds, Rylan Lanier comes up with his 4th pick of the season.
And I'm not sure where Ashford was going with the ball. He looked so relaxed that I thought he was just checking it down. But then where it went was not where his body was. Looked like he was throwing the football. I thought he was checking it down, and he was going to the second level with this throw. I'm thinking it's the back leaking out in Clark.
Thank you.
But no, it's Racanelli who that ball was intended for.
And there have been multiple underthrows.
And this is an area of the field in the East where Taylor can reach the end zone from right here already.
32 seconds. Taylor with a big arm. Steps up. Too hot, incomplete, intended for Evans. Evans had 3 100-yard games in the regular season.
You know, in basketball, we say ball don't lie, right? So that previous possession without the pass interference and the holding call on Reese, right about the same area, close, with a fresh set of downs.
Wake with its DBs playing well off the line on 2nd down and 10. Taylor under duress.
Inexperience.
All the way back at his own 40. Dallas Afalava.
Yeah, inexperience there. You got to throw it away, and that's one on the film when he goes with Camario Taylor. When he watches that tomorrow, he'll see that this ball should have come out.
And that will take us to halftime.
This is the end of the first half.
The 2 interior linemen, Loving and Afalava, blow up the play. They get Taylor for a sack. Wake leading by 6 at halftime. Time for the KFC halftime report with Zubin, Dusty, and Roddy.
One Bowl Mania.
And welcome back to the Duke's Mayo Bowl as part of Capital One Bowl Mania. We're in uptown Charlotte, Bank of America Stadium, home of the NFL's Carolina Panthers, where Wake Forest leads Mississippi State 15-9. And Ashraf, Andre Ware, we'll get to Paul Carcaterra in a minute. Camario Taylor, the QB from Mississippi State, some cramping issues with that hand. He made some big plays. The issue for State, just not finishing drives.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I think they've won everywhere except the scoreboard, total yards, and 3rd downs. That's another area in which they've got to get themselves better to complete drives, to extend drives. But they've done what they've needed to do. Now you got to put the ball in the end zone.
Let's take a look at today's game track brought to you by Coca-Cola. You mentioned 3rd downs. They have been a struggle for Mississippi State, but running half your plays in opponent's territory and only 9 points, that's where there's meat left on the table.
Yeah, that's where it is. You'll see the 41 plays in favor of Mississippi State just about everywhere. From a statistical standpoint, it's been Mississippi State with the exception of the scoreboard.
Wake Forest without one of its best wide receivers and offensive players, Chris Barnes, who's also their kick returner, but they took a kickoff back for a touchdown in the first half. That was Cordell Bartley. And this one will be a touchback as we check in with Paul Carcaterra.
Just caught up with Wake Forest head coach Jake Dickert, and he said they have to run the ball much better in the second half. He said Mississippi State is blitzing 80% of the time and have to make them pay. Defensively, he's thrilled with Nick Anderson. He told me he's Captain America. He might look like the janitor, but he plays like a superhero. He's got 10 tackles on the evening. He said he's the best leader he's ever been around.
Goes into the storage closet and changes quickly to that number 45.
Yeah, there's a Superman outfit in there. 10 tackles, game leader Nick Anderson, first-team all-conference player. First down, Ty Clark busting through the hole for a gain of 11 and a Wake Forest first down. So they wanted to get the run game going. That's how you do it. And remember, their top running back, Damon Claiborne, opting out. He's preparing for the draft, so you'll see a lot of Clark. We've seen some Clements as well.
They go behind Clinton Richard, Melvin Siani, and Delvin Delaney, the center, and they are able to move some bodies and get some room for Ty Clark.
Ashford fakes the fly sweep, moves the pocket, and that's incomplete. Carlos Hernandez could not hold on. The defense closing quick. It's Jerron Manning, the 3rd-team all-conference corner a year ago at Old Dominion. Dominion.
Yeah, they talked about him. We had a chance to talk to Jeff Levy and this coaching staff from Mississippi State. They felt like Jerron Manning was going to have a big game today. Led the team in tackles this season with 85, and he's been solid all year long.
And he was going to play in the box much more today. Ashford down the seam. It's hauled in. Foley. Touchdown! First career reception goes for a 64-yard tutty.
It's amazing what coaches can see, right? They talked about this young man and how he had evolved in bowl practices. Felt like he was going to have a huge game in this one tonight against Mississippi State. And what's he do? First catch of his career, and it goes for a touchdown. This is well thrown as well. Love the air that Ashford puts under that. And Foley runs right under it and then into the end zone. That's well done.
He did not have a catch in the regular season, played in 4 games, could still preserve his red shirt. And they wanted to get a look at him tonight with a couple of receivers out.
Talked about his ball skills. And just, you know, he's got size and enough speed. He's got playmaking ability as well, and he puts it in the end zone for Wake.
They will line up for 2 to make it a 14-point game. Ashford has blockers on the edge, tries to turn the corner, and he gets there. The conversion good, and Wake with a big play downfield to Foley. The 2-point conversion good. They're 2 for 2 on 2-point conversions.
He gets behind big number 71, Melvin Siani, and he's leading the way. Just kind of gets a piece of one and a kick out on the other, and then it's just the athletic ability of Ashford to stretch and get himself in the end zone.
They are taking an extended look here.
I think that's good.
Let's bring in Matt Austin. Matt, I think a question here might be, does he have control of the ball when it hits the pylon?
It certainly looks like he has firm control to me. It looks like the pylon's what knocks it loose from his hand, and I don't see any foot or hand touching out of bounds beforehand, so I think this is a good conversion.
Yeah, and that pylon is out of bounds yet in play, so the moment that ball hits the pylon, and if he's got control, it is a dead ball, and it is a 2-point conversion.
That is correct, and I don't see that ball moving at all separate from his hand, so I think this should be upheld.
It's a heck of an effort. Nonetheless, one way or the other, whichever way they rule it, I agree with Matt. I think it should stand, and remember the call on the field was a successful 2-point conversion. But I don't see any reason for this to get overruled.
Robbie Ashford, we mentioned he's bounced around quite a bit.
The ruling of a successful 2-point conversion is upheld.
Ashford, after the second game this season, had a coming-to moment with this coaching staff, and they wanted to see plays like that. They saw too many slides, too many times where he would run out of bounds. And Andre, sometimes a quarterback needs to do that. You want to do that. But they basically had to tell him, play to your strengths. Yeah. When you're at your best, you play like a running back. And when he became a physical player, the coaches said the team galvanized. They rallied around him. Those physical plays, the dives, the runs, lowering the shoulder, that brought this team together.
Yeah, and sometimes, I mean, you get to that senior year, you start thinking about the next level. So then you start sliding, protecting yourself, staying in the pocket and only delivering the ball from the pocket, things of that sort that you see and you think you need to work on to propel yourself to the next level. It's not what they needed from him. They needed the physical aspect of his game. And let's go back and take a look at what Nick Anderson on the defensive side has done. You see the vision, the ability to come up and strike. And that's against Taylor, a big athletic quarterback. He's still eyeing the eyes of the quarterback, and then breaking down, making a tackle, striking, coming through guys. Tell you what, he has been something else in this one tonight.
He began his Wake Forest career as a walk-on.
10 tackles in this one already, and we've basically got a full half of football to play.
Meanwhile, there is a Mississippi State player injured on the field. Cannon. He did walk off the field. He was holding his head. Freshman corner. Mississippi State on offense for the first time in this half. More than half their plays have come in Wake territory, but no touchdowns. The tight end Traore in motion. Fluff Bothwell. Lost a half yard.
Caught up with Jeff Levy at half. He was not thrilled with the fact that they weren't able to punch those drives, 3 scoring drives, all field goals, into touchdowns. He thinks there's opportunities in the run game. Defensively, he's happy with the way that they're playing the run in certain spots, but they have to get to Robbie Ashford more. And the other thing right now is with Kamario Taylor. 2 more IVs at half, Andre.
Wow. Serious dehydration. I've been there.
Earlier, his fingers were bending awkwardly.
You come out for warm-ups, or if you're out a little bit before warm-ups and you're throwing, and you like to get a nice sweat going when you throw the ball. So much so that you may have to go in and change clothes. And when you do that and you throw repeatedly, then it just seems to, you get less fluid, obviously, and then your hand just starts to cramp, and you got to literally take your fingers and straighten each one of them out. It was going on both his right and his left hand.
And on that last play, Taylor's lucky that ball wasn't picked off. Wake Forest brought the blitz, and that ball floated up in midair. The intended target, Aiden Williams, wasn't quite sure where it was, and lucky for Taylor, a harmless incompletion to 4th down. Anderson makes the fair catch. So Anderson fielding the punts after Hernandez muffed a couple in the first half.
Circle environment, which connects athletes to financial advisors and CPAs. And Quincy and Trent moving to New York City in January, going all in on Final Whistle Wealth. And the goal, he told me, is to touch as many athletes as possible and give them the tools financially to flourish. What an idea.
And if you're one of his teammates, that's the guy you don't lose touch with.
No doubt. Stay in touch with him.
Ty Clark gets the toss on 1st down. That's an entrepreneurial spirit. Wake's got a tremendous business program.
Think of it, gentlemen, this day and age, too, with the athletes getting paid, to be able to have the tools to invest and make sure they're doing all the things logistically and legally correct.
There's a marketplace, especially in this climate. Ashford fakes the toss. Steps up. Down the seam again for Foley. Incomplete. So they've taken a couple of shots downfield with Foley. And the true freshman puts his hands out, but he's not getting the call.
Yeah, he didn't get the call. He got bumped, and that's why he thought he got bumped off the route. And that indeed interfered with him being able to catch the football, but I don't think so. I think that was a little out in front, a little too far out in front.
3rd down, Wake 4 for 8 on 3rd down. They empty it out. Ty Clark lines up at the top of your screen. Play clock at 2. Ashford chased and ushered out of bounds by Malik Silla. 4th down.
Nice job by Silla to not give up. Outside contain to allow a dynamic athlete like Ashford to turn the corner and pick up the 1st down.
Andre, Mississippi State has thrived and feasted off the explosive play. They had one early to Brennan Thompson.
First play of the game.
Really nothing since then.
Yeah, and they've got to go out and create more explosives in these, whether it's in the running game or over the top in the passing game.
More special teams with Thompson. He turns the corner. It is photon fast. Thompson still trucking.
23.7 miles an hour.
That counts as an explosive on special teams.
Doesn't matter where you get it, but you'll see guys have angles on Thompson, and he just eats it up like it's nothing. Able to turn the corner. I'll tell you what, you talk about a guy going to have a chance to play on the next level. When you got speed like Brennan Thompson, you're going to have a chance to play on the next level.
Thompson was holding that hamstring after
now
the
you got Taylor, the quarterback, and then you got Thompson, who looks like he's cramping up.
His speed can change a game. Third-team all-conference wide receiver.
Our stats guy, Paul Newman, was asking me about cramps. He says, wait, in 50-degree weather? I'm like, yeah, these guys haven't played. But you have to understand, they haven't played for a couple of weeks. 13 days, 2 weeks, you might as well round up. And so your body gets, it doesn't take long for it to get unused to what it usually does on a weekly basis.
Today's
and so,
what, the 2nd of January.
That's exactly right.
Mississippi State last played the week of Thanksgiving.
November 28th. And so you start to look at that, and you're not asking your body to go through those quick twitch movements like you had, you know, all season long for consecutive weeks where you're used to it.
On first down, there's another big run. It's Bothwell for a first down inside the 20. A pickup of 15.
Boy, when you meet him, you better be low to the ground. 5'11", 230, and he will bring it to your doorstep.
Not much. 2nd and 10.
Now, if Taylor's hydrated properly now, I think now is the time to start trying to get him on the edges. I can see him maybe keeping him in the pocket, short rolls and throws because of the cramps that he was dealing with earlier in the first half. But now, if he's had all the IVs Clark has talked about, it's time to get him moving around again.
Fake toss. Pressure coming.
Wow.
And they collapse on Taylor. Dallas Afalava in the backfield for the 2nd time tonight.
Boy, he and Jaden Loving are having a time in the backfield. You'll see Afalava right there, just kind of pushing the pocket, and a couple of other guys waiting to help out. But Loving is, I just love big guys. I like that. With a single digit on, playing D-line.
Taylor has to check it down. Sam West is driven out of bounds. It's going to bring up 4th down. Dylan Hazen, the all-conference linebacker, with the tackle.
See what Coach Levy does here. Looks like he's going to bring the field goal unit out one more time.
And this has been the story of the game in a nutshell for Mississippi State.
Exactly right. Be able to drive the length of the field, get inside the red zone on occasions, but not in the end zone. And it has been bend but don't break by Wake Forest defensively all night.
A 36-yarder from Ferry. And he is 4 for 4 tonight. But that's been the offense. And that's only been the offense for Mississippi State.
Nice job by Scott Hazelton and Jake Dickert, the head coach. And they will take it all night long. Hey, you just keep bending, but don't break. Keep them out of the end zone, and we've got a shot.
So you thought they weren't going to feed me, Andre and Anish. I got Chef Tobias with me.
He's down there with you.
Legendary. What do we got here?
We got some Korean fried chicken right here with some collard greens. And then we got a red right here. We got a bread pudding
Bread pudding. I got 2. You guys only got 1 each. Chef Tobias gave me 2 of these.
They just made their way up here with it.
This chicken, Dre, this is right up my alley, man. I got 3 pieces. How many pieces you get up there? 1 each?
2
For
each.
once, it pays to be me. This guy, he's incredibly talented, too. What this guy does, it's the artistic behind it,
Everything he's
too.
brought up here has been outstanding.
There's a little flair behind. Time to eat.
Go ahead.
I've already got my fork out.
Did we cut away before Clark took a bite? This is the Mayo Bowl.
This is spectacular. It's crispy on the outside. It's moist on the inside. And it looks the part, too.
And it has the star of it all, the Duke's Mayo.
This ain't going anywhere.
I think we've lost Paul Carcaterra.
Oh, yeah. I'm with him.
Oh,
Is that missing a
I'm
little
already in.
I don't want to know how many calories are in this.
Is that missing a little something? Come on! Let's go!
I guess I'm a Mayo guy now.
Oh, yeah, you are. Come on.
Paul Carcaterra, welcome to the Mayo Bowl.
Awesome. Bananas Foster's.
False start. Offense number 65. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Is Clinton Richard. The left guard, the big
You
fella.
got a lot going on right now.
I do have
You
a
got
lot.
a penalty to diagnose. You've got a giant plate of Banana Foster in your hand.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's really good.
See, I've been warned. I've got my ESPN ankle bracelet on. I've already been warned. I've done 2 of these. I got to be careful tonight.
Oh, nice
Ashford,
throw.
Hernandez.
Nice short roll, and Ashford on the move, throwing a strike. There's a little RPO action here, and then once the receiver shows his number, Hernandez is.
He's coming off the field.
He has been special tonight. We can't have him get hurt.
6 catches, 73 yards on 7 targets. 2 running backs, Clark and Clements, in the game. Ashford, a little quick hitter. It's the tight end, Cam Johnson, who's got a touchdown tonight. And he picks up a first.
Johnson's had a nice evening himself. Kind of reminds me of my buddy John Henry Mills, who is Wake's all-time leading receiver among tight ends with 142 receptions, over 1,600 yards, and a 3-time All-ACC first-team selection back in the day. My man did his thing at tight end for Wake Forest. Had a game once where he caught 12 passes for 230. That's the 2nd most receiving yards in school history.
Look out. Ty Clark rumbles to midfield.
He's had a nice game himself. Came into this baby averaging about 4 yards a carry. And without Damon Claiborne out, or with Damon Claiborne out, he has been the man.
Burkhalter on the quick screen. Goes back to Clark. He's got 8 carries tonight. He hasn't had double-digit carries since the season opener against Kennesaw State.
And just think, he's got the bulk of the work tonight. But for the most part this year, he was kind of the 3rd down back. Excellent out of the backfield, catching passes out of the backfield. Solid hands. He's good in protection as well.
Wake has run it for an average of almost 5.5 per carry. Blitz off the edge. Ashford steps up and finds his tight end, Eni Falai, for a first down.
Very productive player. He's been really good this season, or all year long, where they can rely on him. 19 catches coming in. It's a good size at 6'4", 240. Good red zone target.
Spent last year at Utah Tech, 3 years at UMass. Stay in the 2-back look. Another quick screen. Burkhalter got a yards. Good job defensively there by Jalen Smith of Mississippi State. And now there's an injured Bulldog on the field.
He is reaching for his shoulder. Not sure who exactly it is.
That might be Manning.
It is Jerron Manning.
He's a big part of that Mississippi State defense. We step aside. NFC South, Seattle and San Fran playing for the #1 seed in the NFC. Ashford takes off, lunges, and picks up a first down. It was about in the commercial break through Paul Carcaterra's mic. I heard a couple of keep pounding chants. So that's the feeling in these parts.
Oh yeah. Now the other safety.
That's Lanier.
Braylon Lanier is down with an ankle.
Now Manning was back out on the field,
which was good to see, but they're already missing Isaac Smith and Tony Mitchell. Isaac Smith is out. Mitchell is in the portal.
And then Zachary Tillman as well.
Yeah.
Braylon Lanier, their #3 tackler. Team high 4 interceptions, including one late in the first half.
Good to see him up. We get that ankle wrap a little bit higher. Nothing more frustrating than an ankle injury. You feel like you should be able to go, you should be able to do everything, even when the pain kind of subsides a little bit, and then you go to put that weight on it and it says And I think that's exactly what Braylon Lanier is doing or experiencing right now.
Hunter Washington, #21, the Florida State transfer, checks in for Lanier.
The Katy, Texas native. Really good high school in the suburbs of Houston, Katy High School.
Now, there's a lot of that. That's now become a thing with this bowl game. Racanelli in motion, fake toss. Ashford out to the 20. Wake in the red zone, where they were the worst red zone team in the ACC and among the worst nationally. This is an area where they struggled in 2025.
They're 123rd in the country in red zone offense.
There's Clark. He's close to a first down. Brings
Talked about
one.
The woes of Wake Forest in the red zone. Only 49% touchdown success in the red zone this year.
Strong run by Clark sets up a 1st and goal.
However, they've scored 9 touchdowns in their last 10 red zone trips. An excellent job of blocking up front, out on the edges. It opens up a nice crease. They get one in the end zone here.
Ashford throws one up, back shoulder, incomplete on a flag. They went for Foley. He's been getting some targets tonight. The true freshman, who's 6'4", out of Oregon. And Javen Williams in coverage.
Defense number 15. The foul occurred in the end zone by rule. The ball placed at the 2-yard line. Automatic. First down.
Andre, you get the sense Foley might have a pretty significant role for this offense next year.
I think he's going to have he's got a very bright future, and a guy they're going to really look to highlight, especially with Racanelli being a senior, Burkhalter being a senior. There are a lot of seniors at his position. And so, yeah, I think he's going to play a lot next year, maybe have an opportunity in the spring to nail down a starting role. But his coaching staff really, really likes Jack Foley.
Ashford, touchdown Dinks.
What a block by Ty Clark. Going to use the tailback or the single back as a lead blocker, and this is quarterback run all the way by Robbie Ashford. Watch number 0 here, Ty Clark, lead the way. He's going to kick right, go right in the hole and hit Manning, and that then all of a sudden that allows Ashford to make a nice cut and into the end zone. Love the unselfish play.
(30-12) Wake Forest after the PAT. And now a quick word from Dukes Mayo.
Why settle for the ordinary when Dukes Mayo transforms taste from bland to bold? Come be a part of Dukes country. Back to you.
Everybody's just stuffing themselves.
That's right.
Andy, Carcaterra, Ware.
It's a Dukes Mayo affiliation type thing. If you're affiliated with it at any moment, you must partake in dining of some sort.
And you've got the Mayo men who have been going around essentially pouring out shots of mayonnaise to any fan who wants it. You know who I feel bad for? Our spotter, Jamie. Jamie's not a big Mayo guy.
No.
It takes a lot of courage for him to come do this game.
He walks in the stadium with the shakes, huh?
He was here for the very first Mayo Bowl and, you know, just witnessed a few things that scarred him for life. Announcers dunking cream-filled cookies, jelly donuts, PB&J sandwiches in Mayo, and then eating them just a few feet from me. That kick goes out of bounds. Mark it at the 35.
Free kick out of bounds. Ball be placed at the 35-yard line. First down.
Our first ABC Hockey Saturday of 2026 as Dylan Larkin and the Red Wings, the leaders of the East, hosting Sidney Crosby and the Pens. Coverage begins at noon Eastern. It's also available on the ESPN app. Happy New Year to all who are watching. It is the end of bowl season. We still, of course, have the college football playoff semifinals and championships to be determined and to be played. Mario Taylor. Andre, the more you watch him, he's still going to have spring ball and another training camp. But if you're Mississippi State, you can start to dream on this kid, although for the moment,
officials
he's down on the field.
Injury.
He doesn't looks very uncomfortable right now.
And they're trying to get everybody away from Taylor, so. This coaching staff believes in this young man to lead this program forward, and his head goes right into the turf.
My goodness. Yeah, I think the SEC better be on alert for Mario Taylor. He is a force to be reckoned with, and I think when they find out or figure out how to put players around him, the caliber of Brennan Thompson and the likes, I think they're going to be dangerous with him as quarterback, no doubt about it.
And you're already seeing what he can do as a runner. Andre, he's only going to grow as a passer.
Yeah, he's only going to get better, and you've got an entire off season, a spring, 2-a-day fall camp, and then you start the year, and he knows it's his show. I think it's a big year ahead for that young man. Hopefully he's going to be okay here.
Second career start for the true freshman. The first came in his last game, the Egg Bowl. Ran for 173 against an Ole Miss team that is now in the college football playoff semis. He had 3 rushing touchdowns against SEC champion Georgia, entering the tent to be evaluated. And Luke Kromenhoek comes back in, young man from Spanish moss-covered Savannah. 6 games and 2 starts at Florida State last year. Only appeared in 2 games in the regular season. 4 pass attempts all regular season. He's got 1 tonight for 9 yards. Zone read. Kromenhoek tumbles close to the marker. Picks up 8 on the play. And Kromenhoek is the #2 quarterback for this game. He is also about to enter the transfer portal. So wanted to finish things out with Mississippi State, but likely will be playing elsewhere next season.
Is this really a good year for quarterbacks that aren't starters to go into the portal with all the starters that are going into the portal?
It seems to be the case every year, right? Xavier Gayton picks up the first down.
There are some names going into the portal at quarterback this season.
You got Sorsby, Raiola, Hoover at TCU.
The kid at UNLV going in.
Yep.
Calandria, I think is his name. He's in the portal. Yeah.
Arizona State.
DJ Lagway.
Yeah. Gayton, he's known for his speed, but cannot find the edge. Nice closing speed there by Dylan Hazen.
And I imagine that's why you would be going into the portal, is to go somewhere where you have the opportunity to start. But when you have that many names, you know that what's attached to it is these 3 letters called NIL. And so when someone spends money in NIL, that player, I would think, would get the first shot.
Kromenhoek down the seam. Incomplete. No, it's caught. Hauled in, Anthony Evans.
Out of nowhere comes Anthony Evans. And they just rave. Jeff Levy just raved about the hands of Anthony Evans. And I actually thought he was throwing this ball to the outside receiver.
I did too, Andre. I thought that was going for Brennan Thompson, and then it went down the seam into double coverage. And Evans somehow holds on, going quickly. I think we were all watching Brennan Thompson. That's the speedster.
Certainly where my eyes were.
The ball found Anthony Evans.
And then all of a sudden, jersey number 3 came out of nowhere with a reception.
Who's coming back into the game, jersey number 1, Kamario Taylor. Boy, is this kid tough.
Once he develops consistency, boy, is he going to be a nightmare in the SEC.
And his 2nd and goal. This is the 5th red zone trip for Mississippi State. No touchdowns. Traore in motion. It's a handoff straight up the middle. Close. He did not get there. Fluff Bothwell stopped a hair short. 3rd and goal.
Oh,
I have to imagine this is
4 down there, no doubt. You took the words right out of my mouth, my man. Gotta feel like this is the closest they've gotten in this ball game to scoring a touchdown. They may want to take a look at that, see where his knee was in reference to where the ball landed, because it looked like it touched the goal line. I'm just not sure where the knee was when it touched.
Taylor catapults.
You call him short.
And they call him short. That might be the last play of the quarter. Does that ball break the plane?
Mississippi State fans are seeing it on the Jumbotron.
And that's a play fans in this stadium have seen over the years from a guy who wore a number 1 jersey.
Play that the runner was short of the goal line is under further
yes, that's touchdown. before he hits the ground. If it's not there, it is there. Before he comes down on the turf, he extends his arm where it goes straight, and before the left shoulder touches, it is clearly across the goal line, in my opinion.
Now let's bring in Matt Austin. Matt, when you watch it back, touchdown?
Yeah, Nish, I agree with everything Andre said. I don't think he had it the first time for sure, but certainly the second time he got it across by reaching it out. So this will be overturned to a touchdown.
And that is right out of the Cam Newton playbook.
Yeah. Yeah. Though I think Cam may have gone under center and dove from under center and not from the shotgun. Just saying.
When Andre Ware is commissioner of college football,
that may do away with the shotgun.
Not just for QB sneaks, just do away with it entirely.
Make you play the game properly. Not there, but when he extends, he is not down, and that puts the ball at the very least touching
if the goal line. Tip of the ball, if any part of the ball crosses that white goal line, if it touches that white goal line, it is a touchdown. Ruling on the field was short, and I think we're all in agreement with Matt Austin. That was a touchdown.
After review, the runner possessed the ball and broke the goal line plane. It is a touchdown.
First touchdown of the game for Mississippi State. And it comes with no time left here in the third quarter.
And the 8th rushing touchdown for Taylor on the season.
And the Bulldogs will go for 2. They have only attempted 2 two-point conversions.
End the third quarter with an untimed down for the extra point.
And they are 0 for 2 when going for 2.
To really see him attack the edge of this defense and give him a run pass option here.
And this is where his ability as a runner puts that added stress on.
Scares defenses to death.
6'4", 230-pound
athletic
freshman.
Can throw it. I mean, yeah. You know, he's going to keep a lot of defensive coordinators up at night next season.
And still scratching the surface. Jump pass. Caught by Traore. The conversion is good. He takes a swig of Mayo.
Well, and he got a flag thrown on him.
Get flagged for it.
Because of it.
Mario Taylor channels his inner Superman in Cam's house. And then the jump pass for the 2-point conversion. It's a 10-point game going to quarter number 4. Well, welcome back to the Duke's Mayo Bowl. All a part of Capital One Bowl Mania. It is the 4th quarter. Wake leads Mississippi State. And that means we are 1 quarter away from dumping 4.5 gallons of mayonnaise onto the winning head coach. Kark, you just spoke to Jeff Levy. If he wants that mayo pour, they need a comeback.
They need a comeback, and he said all drives have to end in touchdowns like that last one. He loved the guts of Mario Taylor jumping over to get that ball across the line. And defensively, the challenge right now is for his defense. 3 and out, 3 and out. He said it multiple times to me.
Ryan Henley with a good return out across the 35-yard line. Kark, what you have to find out is what is the process after the Mayo bath?
The process? Well, either lick it off
How
you or jump in a shower.
Off? How long does it take until the Mayo residue really gets off of you?
We'll find out.
I'm thinking it's a couple of hours.
Andre, you can come down here and just dip fries. You love dipping fries in mayo. Just clean it up.
Yeah, but you got to have some ketchup with them as well. It's not just, I could do just mayo, but yeah, there's a whole, build up to the French fries, mayo and ketchup.
Shifty run on first down by Ty Clark. It's also taking the condiment and then turning into something they use for a bath. Now we've got a man down. That's Deontay Anderson, redshirt senior from Miami.
Starter at their defensive end spot. Hopefully he's okay. Travion Williams has been in and out of this game. Bam Bam, what they call him around campus. Really good during the bowl practices, and so I'd imagine he will slide back in to the lineup for Deontay Anderson.
Ashford, another one of those designed quarterback runs. He's going to be about 1.5 yards shy, third down. Big task now for this Mississippi State defense.
Got to get pushed here, and they're right to the line of scrimmage as Wake Forest.
It's Clark.
Nice run.
Muscles ahead for a first down. And we talked about it earlier, Andre. Mississippi State ranked near the bottom of the SEC in defense, but when you look at what they did defensively in SEC play versus non-conference, the numbers are drastically different, and so was their record. 4-0 in non-conference with a win against Arizona State, 1-7 in league play.
It's tough part of the league that they play in, which is the West.
Well, the divisions are gone, but they played a gauntlet of a schedule.
But you look at A&M, Texas, Arkansas, Missouri, Ole Miss. They're all in the West, or that side of it, what used to be the West. That is tough.
Burkhalter on the bubble screen. Look at their total yards per game allowed.
You'd almost think that would be the
non-conference.
Yeah.
Now part of that too, you take Arizona State out of the equation and you look at who you're playing. Of course, it's going to be a little easier, but this is a non-conference game, and Clark gets bottled up after 1 yard. So third down, 3 to go. Andre, if you're Wake, maybe thinking a touchdown here could put the game away. This could be 4-down territory.
Or at least put more pressure on Mississippi State. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you get a quarterback run here, get it close on fourth down, and then go for it. Bump someone over with that motion. You got 3 receivers and 2 defenders on that side.
Here's the design QB run. Ashford ambushed and shipwrecked.
They're going to give him the 50-yard line or so, right around it. He's lucky they didn't take it back behind the sticks because he tried to bounce it, but this is a nice job of getting up the field and then finishing things off. Nick Mitchell, the middle linebacker for Mississippi State, making a nice tackle along with Travion Williams, who came into the game.
Now Wake Forest has to punt. The Australian Cal Joseph to kick it away.
Wasn't quite the 3 and out that Coach Levy wanted, but they got off the field.
A whistle before the snap with the play clock running down.
Play game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Fourth down.
Brennan Thompson had a 44-yard punt return in this game, and you got to be careful where you kick this if you're Wake. Thompson is capable of making a house call.
I'm wondering if Coach Levy's going to decline this penalty, and he does.
That's the second time Mississippi State declined a delay of game in this situation.
Don't want to give Cal Joseph extra room in which to punt.
Thompson makes the fair catch. Good job of punt coverage by Wake. Mississippi State down 10 begins at its own 10. And it looks like we're going to have a re-kick. Officials huddling near midfield.
See what the official word is.
Mississippi State accepted the delay of game penalty. However, we did not enforce it. We're going to replay fourth down. Game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 11:33. 11:33, thank you. Fourth down.
So earlier, they say they didn't enforce it, but what they also said was the penalty was declined.
Yeah.
So that's why it wasn't enforced. And now essentially we get a do-over.
Which earlier he did decline it, which made everybody think that they would decline it again, and he took this one.
Are you having flashbacks to the end of Ole Miss Georgia now?
A little bit. That was frustrating.
They just delayed the inevitable, but
as a
procedure.
viewer, it was frustrating.
They're taking a long time here to get everybody set.
Kind of looks like the same spot to me. They haven't walked off 5 yards. I can promise you that.
The same spot from where the sack was. I think fans are about to volunteer the officials for a Mayo bath.
Now the fans are helping them out with an applause. There you go.
And we get the snap. Thompson
works out 5 yards
inside his own 14. And so all that for an extra 3 or 4 yards.
Yeah.
Sports Center follows our game with Trevor Scales and Michael Eaves. I'll have highlights and reaction from all of today's bowl games. It's really the last day of bowl season. You've got the playoff games left, the semis and the championship. They'll preview the 2 big Week 18 games tomorrow on ESPN. Panthers, Bucks, and Raymond James, and then Seahawks, 49ers. That Seahawks-Niners game will determine the 1 seed in the NFC. Loser of that game goes on the road in round 1. And then Carolina with a win or tie against Tampa, or an Atlanta win on Sunday would clinch the NFC South. Tampa needs a win and either an Atlanta tie or loss to New Orleans on Sunday. And that's an and. They need both. They need a win, and then they need a tie or a loss from Atlanta.
This catch there by Wilson. Short catch to turn it into about 8 yards or so.
Taylor slings it to Thompson. And with that catch, Brennan Thompson.
This may come back for a hold, though.
If it stands.
It's a late flag, too.
That would have been the record setter.
Personal foul, roughing the passer.
Oh, wow.
Defense number 55. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
So that's Kadir Dembele. He's going to see more time today with Mateen Ibirgaba not in this game.
It's the hand to the face of Taylor that did it.
And Brennan Thompson has now set the single-season receiving yards record at Mississippi State. He just passed Makai Polk. That's Gayton on the carry.
Gayton's tough to bring down. Told us he was going to get some time in this game. Oh, that's his first carry, but I don't remember you calling his name much.
Has not done a whole lot today. Another fake toss. Taylor on the RPO, stands and delivers, staying on his feet. San Francisco McGee.
SEC,
a little mayhem.
SEC, you better be on alert for Camario Taylor in 2026. Number 1 is coming. Watch this laser. A frozen rope to McGee, and McGee takes it to the house. What a throw and what a catch.
First career touchdown, just the 5th career reception for the redshirt freshman San Francisco McGee. And Mississippi State starting to pin its drives with TDs. They've scored on their last 3 possessions. Well, we've got a 3-point game here in Charlotte.
Visit DukesCountry.com.
Part of bowl season is getting involved in the community and giving to the community that you're in for the given week. And during this week, both teams visited the second Harvest Food Bank of Metro Lineup, packed thousands of bags for children in the Charlotte area. Meanwhile, Mississippi State, Andre, they're starting to finish these drives.
Yes, they are, and it's been Mr. Taylor with a touchdown run and then a followed by a touchdown pass to get his team right back in this thing. It was all Wake Forest for a long time. Well, not so much anymore. 30-27, and we've got a boatload of timeouts, 2-minute timeout left. In other words, we've got a lot of football left.
Bartley's going to run this out. He took one back 100 yards for a touchdown in the first quarter. Look at him go. Twisted down shy of the 40-yard line. Another big return by Cordell Bartley. A 37-yard return. Now the pressure back on Wake. Andre, go back to their last drive. They crossed midfield. It looked like they were in a 3rd and about 3 or 4 down territory, perhaps. Instead of sack, they've got a punt. You score on that drive, boy, you talk about the pendulum swing that created.
And now it's on the shoulders of Robbie Ashford to kind of curtail this momentum that Mississippi State has picked up in its last 2 drives. He needs to take his team down and put points on the board. And I'm not talking about a field goal. I'm talking about into the end zone.
Ashford, 3 total touchdowns, 2 through the air, 1 on the ground. And Falai blown up immediately by Nick Mitchell.
Nick Mitchell is playing some football, my man. Mentioned earlier, he became a full-time starter last year, but he reads this to perfection. Zone coverage, just reading the quarterback's eyes, and then when he decides to engage, he did exactly that.
5 tackles for Mitchell. They'd be sounding the cowbells right now if they could. On 2nd down, here's Clark. Scampers to the outside.
Hunter Washington coming up from that safety spot to bring down Clark. That's a nice run, though, with nothing on 1st down or maybe even a loss on 1st down to come up and get about most of it, half of it back to put yourself in 3rd and medium.
Washington came in for the injured Lanier at safety. 3rd and 5. A 4-man twist. Ashford checks it down to Clark. He's got room. And a 1st down. Boy, Ty Clark is a decisive runner once the ball is in his hand.
I just like everything about his game, to be quite honest with you. And this was his job before Claiborne decided to enter the transfer portal. He was a 3rd down specialist, a good block, good in protection, and an excellent out in the field of play in terms of catching passes.
They go right back to Clark. Lunges ahead for about 3. Second down and 7. Manning, the safety, making the play.
Franklin Road Academy is where Ty Clark played his high school football there in Nashville, Tennessee.
He has set a career high in both attempts and yards tonight, 15 for 78. Four-man pressure with a spy. Ashford has to throw it away. Intended for Clark.
He's so good on the move. And you turn the video on or you watch a film on Ashford, he's so good throwing the ball on the move. Tonight, not quite as what he's put on tape. Kind of a couple into the turf, and he's not throwing them away. He's trying to complete them. They're just going nose down into the turf on him. Big third down here for both teams, for Wake Forest, because they need to recapture the momentum, and Mississippi State to keep it.
Delayed pressure. Ashford steps up. He'll take off. Lowers the shoulder and fittingly picks up a first down. That's the type of play that Robbie Ashford started making, and that galvanized the team. He puts his body on the line, and he picks up a first down.
That is how you compete. Young football players, quarterbacks, third down. You got to put your body on the line at points in a game and duck your shoulder and try to fight for yardage. That's the exact scenario that Robbie Ashford was faced with there. And finally, they move the chains.
If that ends up being a critical play in this game for Wake Forest, it summarizes the season for Robbie Ashford. He learned that's who he was. That was the best version of Robbie Ashford.
Because earlier in the year, he may have gone out of bounds early. He may have slid feet first, but he understood the task with it being third down. This big moment in a game, he goes face first and picks up the first down.
He's going to run behind Ty Clark. He's done that a couple of times tonight and picks up a couple.
You know who understands that well? And you'll understand it because you call games on that level, is Josh Allen. He understands what the task is when he breaks the huddle. It's third down and 5. And I got to go get a first down. If I pull it down, I got to go get the first down. Can't be afraid to compete. And that's exactly what Ashford did there. He was totally competing for his football team.
Josh Allen has the most third down rushing yards in the NFL this year. There comes Ty Clark, and he's got another Wake Forest first down. A gain of 11, and Clark up to a career-high 90 yards tonight.
Nice job of just kind of following blocks, letting them set themselves. And he's had a nice evening. It's been a nice football game for Ty Clark. Showing you his bevy of physical talents. 16 carries, 90 yards for Ty Clark, the third.
And Wake now content to take its time. A first down helped them bleed the clock as well. Edge pressure. Bracconelli driving forward, breaks a tackle, still going, won't be denied all the way to the 1-yard line.
Well. Bracconelli with one heck of a play here. He just kind of gets lower than the corner trying to tackle him, Dwight Lewis, and then took a safety or so to stop him from getting in. But that's 2 outstanding plays, Anise, that we've had a chance to see. Bracconelli with that catch, and then the run by Robbie Ashford to pick up and convert on third down.
Bracconelli in the regular season finale against Duke had the best game of his career. 6th-year senior, his final game. This could be Ashford on a keeper. Low snap. Hold on. Timeout, Wake Forest.
I'll tell you
what, clock was down.
Jack Dickard ran out of the back of the end zone trying to call that timeout.
First charge timeout, Wake Forest. 30-second
It was him
timeout.
trying to get that timeout called. He didn't like, somebody radioed down, didn't like the play call or the formation, personnel, something about it. Wanted to make sure that he got that timeout called.
Wake Forest, with a win tonight, would get to 9 wins. Something they've only done 3 times previously in program history.
I'm going to go on a limb and say Coach Grove, it was one of the seasons that Coach Jim Grove was the head coach there.
Jim Grove had a great run, but the formula's different. Grove's strategy and his formula was to redshirt guys and play with third-year sophomores, fourth-year juniors.
Until he didn't.
Fifth-year
He
seniors,
got
then you had
pressure
injuries.
pressure from some alums and started to recruit 4 and 5 stars. Got away from what he built the program on a little bit. That was a conversation I had with him down at Reynolds Plantation on the golf course.
Don't forget the Capital One post game immediately following the game. That'll be the big Mayo bath. Winning coach gets dumped with mayonnaise. Ashford, quarterback keeper. Ashford plunging, touchdown.
Line judge, I think, saw it touch the goal line. He is literally right down the line, watching for exactly that. Nice block by Ty Clark. He's short until he extends, and you see him clearly laying on a couple of defensive players for Mississippi State.
The extra point blocked. Live ball picked up by Mississippi State. This is huge. 2 points the other way for the Bulldogs. Kelly Jones returns it. It's 36-29. So Wake Forest on the verge of making it a 2-score game. Instead, it's still a 1-score game with 4:07 to go.
Well, just a touchdown will give us some extra things to do here, but getting through and blocking that is Sanders.
Nave Sanders the block, Jones the return. Pour some Mayo on this one. We got a fun finish in Uptown Charlotte. Scores a touchdown, going for an extra point to make it a 10-point game. Instead, the kick is blocked. And then it's returned for a 2-point Mississippi State score. And instead of going up 10, now Wake Forest has a 7-point lead with 4:07 to go, and they're kicking off to Mississippi State. And a fair catch is made. Let's bring in Matt Austin. Matt, let's go back to the blocked PAT try. How close was Nave Sanders here to committing a penalty?
Actually, he did everything perfectly well, perfectly correct. He lined up on the line of scrimmage. As soon as the ball was snapped, he put his hands on his opponents, which is legal. You can't use your own teammates, but you can your opponents. And as long as you don't stand or kneel on your opponent, you can jump through the hole like that and go through and block the kick. He did it perfectly.
Yeah, if his feet fall on one of the other guys, and that play comes back, but Sanders just trampolined over the 2 linemen. And Mississippi State can tie with a touchdown and a PAT. A touchdown and a 2-point conversion gives them the lead. And Taylor throws that away. Was that a backward pass? That was a backward pass. That's a fumble now, they say, incomplete.
Big spot for Camario Taylor, and I was watching him on the sideline. You never know, it's only his 2nd career start. And Brennan Thompson, their star receiver this week, told me Camario is one for the ages. Andre, you've been talking about that rocket arm. Brennan said he throws the ball as hard as any quarterback he's played with. He played with Quinn Ewers at Texas, Dylan Gabriel at Oklahoma. This is the spot for this kid to grow up right now.
Yeah, it is, but that was a mistake. It is indeed what we thought it was, a backward pass, and that's a loss of 7. So now it's a big spot for this kid, 2nd career start. He's played a lot this year, but behind the chains. Wake bringing pressure. Taylor has to check it down. Traore, the tight end, stacked up by Anderson and company. He's going to bring up 3rd down from the 29.
Taylor gets up limping. Again, he took quite the shot after dropping that pass off into the flat to his tight end.
And a hit coming by Aiden Hall, number 21, and he is really limping back there.
Looks like a cramp again almost.
He's taking a hit to the head. He's had cramping issues today. I think Mississippi State may have to burn a timeout here.
Previous plays under further review.
That's a good thing for Taylor because it gives him time to kind of work the cramp out.
He is still limping even after the play.
I wonder if they're checking to see if Taylor was across the line of scrimmage or not, or if Traore was out of bounds.
Yeah. In college, you only need that 1 foot in bounds. The ruling on the field was a catch. Let's bring in Matt Austin again. Matt, tough to tell initially on that angle. Yeah. This might be even tougher to see. What do you see here?
Well, they're looking to see if he was beyond the line when he threw the ball, and he was extremely close. The line of scrimmage looks like it's the 18, and he is right at the 18. Now, you have to have your complete body past the line of scrimmage. So if you throw the ball and you've got a foot that's in the air that's trailing and that's behind the line, that makes the pass legal.
The passer was not beyond the neutral zone. It is 3rd down.
That's exactly what they were checking for, Matt, and they said he wasn't, so he's okay. And I think it did him a bit of good to just kind of have that review take place right then, because he was in a little bit of pain. Now it seems he's a little bit better, getting around a little better, but
still a little ginger.
But he is still limping.
If you're Wake Forest, you sense that. Do you bring pressure?
I definitely would if I'm Wake Forest.
It's 3rd and 7.
And here it comes.
Anderson cheating up in the box. Delayed pressure coming from the corner. Prunty. Taylor gets away. On the run. Throws incomplete. It's 4th down. And now what does Mississippi State do? They've got 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute timeout. But do you trust this defense to get a stop?
Yeah, they are sending Taylor right back onto the field, but I'm with you. I think you have to trust him with the 3 timeouts and the 2-minute timeout. Boy, he had a receiver, McGee, come open late.
That's not how Jeff Levy sees it, at least the way they line up. They're going to go for it, 4th and 7.
Maybe trying to get him to jump here, but the problem is
you don't get it here. The Wake begins in field goal range.
No doubt.
And the play clock hits 0. And a flag comes in. That's going to be a delay of game.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
So in that situation, Andre, were they trying to go?
I think he was going to snap it. That's for sure. Looked as though Taylor was trying to snap the football, and Cannon Boone, who just, with all those claps going on, just didn't get it up in time. But Cannon Boone is a kid from my high school, Dickinson High School, 6'4", 315. I tell you, every time I see one, I'm blown away. We had nobody 6'4" and 300 pounds when I was in high school.
Anderson lets this bounce. And you guys ran the wing tee. Was that why?
It was why. Smaller, quicker. You're trying to take advantage of your quickness and not in the disadvantage of guys with teams you're playing with size. But Robbie Anderson has done one heck of a job all night long. And diamond receivers up, especially Jack Foley with his first touchdown of his career. Making plays with his legs, as we told you from the top of the show, and then lowering his shoulder that last drive to pick up a 3rd down conversion. And and then ultimately get himself into the end zone. But what a night for Robbie Ashford.
4 touchdowns in his last collegiate game. And now trying to get Wake Forest to the finish line. Ty Clark with a short gain on first down. We get a timeout.
Quick timeout. So it's worked. It's worked on first down.
First timeout.
First timeout.
It's the 32nd timeout. Please reset the game clock at 2:29. 2:29, please.
You got one quarterback, Andre, on one side, ending his career tonight, and the other
just getting started.
Just getting started.
And boy, it's going to be a fun next 3 or 4 years for Bulldog fans in Starkville, Mississippi, because this kid can flat out play.
It says a lot about Camario Taylor, the amount of times he's been cramped, he's been hit, he's had to come out of the game, that he wants to go back in, when the reality is these days in bowl games, it's so easy to say, you know what, we can shut it down, we'll get after it in the spring. That tells you a lot about the kid.
Yeah, and the cramps simply come from not playing. We documented, you know, their last game against Ole Miss took place on November 28th. And so when you go, it's kind of like having a first game. Just think about how many guys cramp in that first game of the season.
Taylor currently in the tent, hoping to get another shot. Ashford will run. Ran into his own man and then taken down by Jennings. Only a yard. It's 3rd and long. Timeout, Mississippi State.
Second team charge timeout, Mississippi State. 32nd timeout.
Bulldogs get the ball back. They run their offense at one of the fastest tempos in college football. They get the ball back, and they don't have any timeouts. Not as big a deal for Mississippi State as some other teams.
No, it's not, but you also have to put positive plays together if you're Mississippi State in order to go fast.
Taylor out of the tent.
They've scored 19, Mississippi State. They've scored 19 touchdowns this season in under 2 minutes. So, yeah, they'll have plenty of time if they can get a stop here on 3rd down.
They've got Brennan Thompson as well, who is the fastest wide receiver in college football.
We got a chance to see him early in this game. Very first play when they had the football, they went up top to Thompson.
Let's see how aggressive Wake Forest is. 3rd down and 8. Little shovel pass. Clark with a huge hole. Hazar got one man to beat. Ty Clark. Punctuation. Touchdown. Wake Forest.
Kendrick James comes on a blitz, and essentially he runs right by Ty Clark. Clark's going one way, James is going the other, and the result is Clark into the end zone. Off the edge, watch the block on the outside, but actually it's Sanders who goes by him, and then off to the races goes Ty Clark. Neve Sanders goes right by him on a blitz from that jack linebacker spot, and then it just freed it up for Clark, an unblocked guy on his way to the backfield. Clark, it's like passing him in the night. What a run by Clark, and what a game he's had. Once they invite Sanders up the field, this is a little shovel pass that goes for a touchdown. It'll be ruled as a touchdown pass for Robbie Ashford.
And tonight, Ty Clark has had 17 carries, 91 yards, both career highs, and now 3 catches, 74 yards.
What a night.
Including the 63-yard touchdown catch to make this a 2-score game with 2:15 to go. And Mississippi State only has the 1 timeout and the 2-minute timeout.
That man has had put on some performance just when they needed it the most. 3rd down, a big 3rd down there. They invite Nave Sanders up the field and just flip the little shovel pass right behind him or underneath him. And Clark cashes it in.
With DeMont Claiborne, the leading rusher, opting out, Clark stepped into a bigger role, and he has shined tonight. Evans. He's going to be driven back shy of the 20, well shy.
And Evans is going to put his
player
team
of the game. Hold on, we got a flag.
He's going to put his team in a hole. He just
there's another
shoved somebody, and really no need for it.
Frustration bubbling here. .43 points by Wake, the most they've scored against a power conference opponent this season.
Fans here letting Mississippi State hear it. Big chant of SEC going on. The Wake fans.
Mix here of ACC and SEC, but I'd argue probably leans more toward the ACC.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, return team number 3. Half the distance to the goal. It's number 3's first unsportsmanlike conduct foul of the game.
Take a look at this penalty. It's going to be at the end. And all of a sudden, Evans just starts. He's the guy that the official standing right there. The line judge is right there.
Our Capital One player of the game, it's going to be Robbie Ashford. 4 total touchdowns, make it 5. 3 through the air, 2 on the ground. It's been a journey for him. He started at Oregon as a dual sport star, baseball and football. Went to Auburn, spent a year at South Carolina, now Wake Forest. And it took some humility, maturation, but what a way to end his college career.
Some performance tonight. If indeed they're able to hold on.
If you're a Bulldog fan, listen, Mayo Taylor, for a team that's been beat up a lot the last few years in SEC play, he's a guy over the next couple of years can give you a chance, and now you got to put a team around him.
Yeah.
But you might have.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
The most important guy at the most important position.
I think they got it right with Taylor at quarterback. He's got to figure it out of what's around him. That's for sure.
To 4, and that is Tubby, the Mayo Bowl mascot with the Duke's Mayo Bowl trophy. Mayo Taylor under duress, gets away from an ankle tackle. Tough running. No. And he's got a first down for Mississippi State, but he may have lost the ball. Wake says they haven't.
Yeah, he got hit and down awkwardly, and
he is now on the ground, still banged up.
This is a bad one. This is not, and it's full speed.
The runner fumbled the ball, recovered by the defense. First down.
So Wake just has to kneel it down, but you really hope this isn't serious.
From where they're working on, it looks like a calf muscle. But the hit was so,
the ball, recovered by the defense, is under further video review.
So violent.
Yeah, we're in the age where everybody's second guesses, but this is a young guy looking to get some reps. The way he's been beat up. Any issue with him being in the game at this point? Andre, any issue with him being in the game?
No, I think he obviously needs to play, and you can't protect him from everything. But that was, you see both sidelines looking on, and they know just how bad the hit was.
And this is a guy again who Mississippi State feels can be someone you can anchor a program
he can
around.
Easily be the face of the Mississippi State Bulldog program. And you see every guy's huddled up and praying there, and you see across the way is Wake Forest, and they're looking on.
And to have this happen in the final 2 minutes of a game that is essentially decided, you really hope for that young man with his future and his promise. This is not serious. Second career start, 241 through the air, a touchdown pass, a touchdown on the ground.
After review, the runner's arm touched the ground before losing possession. It'll be first down for Mississippi State.
Now they're bringing the cart. You just hate to see this.
It just breaks your heart.
And for the
Game clock
Bulldogs
operator,
now,
please reset the game clock to 1:52, 1:52, please.
everything from here until spring ball
Thank you.
becomes about Camario Taylor's health, and you hope that this is not serious, but the reaction of his teammates, the reaction of the Wake Forest bench gives you a lot of pause.
Prayers certainly go out to that young man and his family for a speedy recovery, and just hope it's nothing too serious.
You watched a kid tonight who got beat up a little bit, battled through cramps. Looked like he had to come out of the game when his head hit the ground really hard and just kept on fighting, kept on coming back, played tough, and you hate to see it end for Camario Taylor that way. And really, this was a wonderful football game. Right up until the very end, Mississippi State made a comeback. Wake gets the big play on third down, and to have it end like that, that's tough, especially for Starkville. Croman Hawk in the game. He's been in and out a few times tonight. Hit as he throws. It's incomplete. 2nd and 10. 1:40 to go. Pressure coming from Langston Hardy.
Hardy's their best pass rusher, and there's a brother on the team. His dad Kevin was in NFL. Kevin Hardy played with Jacksonville, Dallas, and Cincinnati. Good-looking player. Just a redshirt junior.
He pretzeled to the ground at the 37-yard line.
Just let all the air out of this building. That injury to Taylor, boy, that's tough.
And that's going to be incomplete. Receiver was out of bounds. Flag down.
There was no foul on the play. The receiver was out of bounds when he touched the ball. Incomplete pass.
So 4th down, 4 to go. 1:08 left. Mississippi State quarterback Mario Taylor carted off just a few minutes ago. Croman Hawk in there. Delayed pressure from Prunty. And they get him on the corner blitz. And all Wake has to do is kneel it down.
Prunty comes on that corner blitz from the short side of the field, and I'm not sure Croman Hawk even saw him. He was looking left, and Prunty was coming from his right. He had his back, his helmet turned to him. Right now, all Wake Forest has to do is kneel this thing out and run the clock out.
And you really feel for Mississippi State, Andre, because this game wasn't about the result as much as launching 2026 with a potential star at quarterback, and now his status, his health becomes a huge concern until you get some sort of an update from the school. But that looked like a tough injury to watch. And you had a player who had a towel over his head as he was being carted off. That was a tough scene to watch. For Wake Forest, they get to 9 wins for just the 4th time in program history. And first-year head coach Jake Dickert puts the exclamation. He gets the best first-year campaign by any Demon Deacons head coach. And his reward,
a Mayo bath.
4.5 gallons of mayonnaise about to be poured on his noggin.
I sure hope Taylor's okay. Just such a talent.
Andre Ware's a Heisman Trophy winner, and you've had high praise for Taylor all night and all week. Tough break in many ways for Mississippi State. Wake Forest, the winner in this Mayo Bowl. You can catch the postgame trophy ceremony over on the ESPN app. We say so long from Charlotte. Sports Center is next. Welcome to the ESPN app post-game presented by Capital One. The festivities and the Mayo dump down the field are about to begin, but first, this message. Our final score, Wake Forest 43, Mississippi State 29. Let's head to the field. This is what you all wanted to see. They're getting ready for the Mayo bath, Paul Carcaterra.
They are, Nish, but first I'm with the defensive star for the Demon Deacons. It's Nick Anderson. 12 tackles today. You were incredible. You were everywhere the ball was. What was critical in terms of your success tonight?
Just doing what my coaches tell me to do. You know, all year long, it's been a terrific staff and a terrific group of players just to be sure to feel one last time with.
Where does the motor come from? Every time I watch you play, you're like the Energizer Bunny.
Actually, growing up playing soccer, that's where it comes from. And then, you know, just doing it for the one next to you. So, you know, these guys here are just great. And it was just a terrific day for us.
You and I spoke this week. You played 4 sports in high school. You were a walk-on at Wake. Now you're the leading tackler, all ACC. When you step back just for a minute, how would you describe this journey for you?
Just special, you know, the special people around me. You know, have to thank my family, everyone that, you know, has invested in me, and, you know, I couldn't do it without the people around me.
You were incredible tonight. Congratulations. They just threw me this hat. You got your Duke's Mayo. You a Mayo guy?
Oh, I'll put Mayo on tonight. You know it.
Great job.
Appreciate it.
It's supposed to be good for the skin as we take a look at tonight's Capital One rewarding performance. Robbie Ashford, final collegiate game. Count them up, 5 total touchdowns, 3 through the air, 2 on the ground. For a kid who's had such a journey, once committed to Ole Miss, then ended up at Oregon, Auburn, South Carolina, Wake Forest, was a big-time baseball prospect at one time. Figured out the best version of himself this year, and we saw that version in tonight's game.
I tell you what, he was magical at times, and then the thing that did it for me was the 3rd down and 5 when they needed to convert, and he lowered his shoulder, put his head in there, and competed for his team, and that was the biggest moment of all of it for me. That just showed me the heart and what it was about for him this evening.
When he became that guy, it changed Wake's season.
Yeah.
And in their biggest moment in their bowl game, he was that guy.
Wasn't going to be denied, wasn't going to allow his team to lose tonight. Once they got the lead, he continuously made play after play to keep Wake ahead and in this football game and ultimately win it.
And Andre, credit to offensive coordinator Rob Ezell, head coach Jake Dickert, Dan Enos, quarterbacks coach who worked with Tua Tagovailoa and his brother Taulia at Maryland. They unlocked the best version of Robbie Ashford this year that nobody else could.
Yeah, and got the best out of him. Sometimes it takes hard coaching to get the best out of a player, and that's exactly what they did with Ashford tonight.
Let's listen to the public address announcer here at Bank of America Stadium.
Fans, please direct your attention to the stage in the west end zone for our post-game awards presentation. Paul, take it away.
Happy New Year, everyone. I'd first like to congratulate Mississippi State on a fantastic 2025 season. But right now, it's all about the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. Your 2026 Duke Mayo Bowl champions. Presenting the MVP trophy is the president of Duke's Mayo, Brad Weil, and tonight's MVP, Robbie Ashford, quarterback, Wake Forest. Robbie, get over here. Congratulations. You got the boys screaming MVP. 5 total touchdowns for you tonight. Describe why you were so successful on the field.
You see those guys right there? That's why I'm successful right there. All 105 of those guys and every staff member in this facility and every coach, that's why I'm successful. You know, nothing's done without them. And, you know, I get all this credit, but all the credit goes to them. And, you know, I'm just forever thankful for these guys because they brought me in a rough time in my life and helped me more than they could even know. So, you know, I'm forever indebted to this team, this program, and, you know, these guys are the reason why I was able to go out there and do what I needed to do for us to be able to get a victory.
You just referenced your journey, and to finish like this after all the stops, to be here tonight, to be in this moment. Describe those emotions.
Yeah, man, you know, it's been a ride. It's been a ride, and, you know, I wouldn't change my experience for anything. But, you know, I wouldn't trade my experience of coming to Wake Forest. You know, if I could do it all over again, I would 1,000,000 times. So, you know, I'm forever indebted for Wake Forest choosing me. And, you know, I'm always represent Wake Forest to the best I can because they served me in ways that I'll never be able to repay them for. And this team, everybody, I'm just so thankful. And, you know, it's been a ride. But, you know, all good things come to an end at some time.
What's it like playing for Coach Dickert?
Man. Coach can tell you, man, we've had our times. I ain't been the easiest on him, but, man, he stuck by me and just instilled confidence in me that I lost. You know, I probably didn't tell him thank you enough, but, man, I appreciate you, Coach, for everything, man. Thank you for taking that chance on me. And, you know, I'm just excited to see where this program goes from now, man, but I'm glad I was able to be your first quarterback with this team, so thank you.
Let's give it up for Robbie Ashford. Duke Mayo's MVP, presenting the game trophy, Will Pitts from the Charlotte Sports Foundation, presenting to Wake Forest head coach Jake Dickert.
Is this gonna fall off?
I don't know, you gotta ask them. Give me one more of those yeahs.
Oh, hell yeah. Let's go, Demon Deacons!
Coach, you mentioned this week 134 years of Wake Forest football. Only 3 teams had 9 wins prior to tonight. What allowed this group to hit that 9-win mark?
These guys wanted to end as champions. They just didn't want to participate in this game. This senior leadership is unbelievable. They set the foundation for Wake Forest football. We're going to springboard into the future. We made history tonight, boys, and as champions.
How would you categorize his performance?
Just the same way I would all year, right? It's gutsy, it's tough. Whatever's needed in the moment, he's going to deliver on that. He gives credit to all these guys. It was a complete team effort. We did it in all 3 phases. Young Cordell Bartley scoring a touchdown. Jack Foley, a freshman, over the top, making a score. Defense shutting it down when we needed. It's a complete team effort and a complete team win.
Now that you've spent a year in this program, why are you so bullish on the future?
That's the people. You know, these guys want to come back. They want to be great. They want to win as a team. They've made tons of sacrifices to be here. I'm so proud of these guys. I'm so proud of these damn seniors. Demon Deacon football is on the way up, and I'm so proud to represent these guys.
Amazing job, Coach. Let's give it up for Coach Jake Dickert and the 2026 Duke Mayo's Bowl champions, Wake Forest. Coach, I don't think you're going anywhere, though. There's some business to be had. Oh, boy. You got a whole crew here. Who do we got with you? Who do we got with you, Coach?
I got my kid. This is my daughter, Riley. This is my son, Jet. This is my son, Jace. We're ready for the Mayo Band.
Some emotional support. Oh, boy. 4.5 gallons of pure white goodness. Oh! Whoa! Coach, how does that taste?
It tastes like sweet victory. That's all I know.
Coming from a Wisconsin boy who grew up on Mayo. Coach, get over here for a sec. I'm an Italian from New York. I would never do this, but I'm going to do it for you. A meatball parm with some mayo. Wow. One last lick. Congratulations one more time to Wake Forest, Duke Mayo's 2026 Bowl champs. Good night, everyone.